Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your boy literally just got his computer back. Just got my computer back, not even like an hour ago. Not even an hour ago, family. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Let me go ahead. I haven't checked the settings I haven't checked the settings or nothing. We just winging this shit now. You know what I'm saying? It's been too long. The hard drive is back. The hard drive's running good. I got 2 hard drives now. Something was happening with the first one. I don't know. I got another one. So now I have 2 1 TB, 1 terabyte hard drives. I have 2 of them. One is the old one, and then this is the new one that's got the new install, a fresh install of the OS. So we're back. And I guess I shouldn't have a problem again, because I get free support from now on. So what's going on, everybody, man? I'm back. Yo, we got a new president, man. So we about to chop it up. It's Friday. I hope you guys had a good week. Today was a bounce back, man, for marijuana. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Today is 11/11/2016. A nice day to be back. 11/11. I like that. 11/11. I like that. It's so crazy because I got pulled over this day 5 years ago. 11/11/11. There was a movie that came out. It was like a scary ass movie. I got pulled over. This time, looking back on it, it's been so many shootings. This dude had pulled me over. This cop pulled me over. And looking back on it, I could have been a victim there. He was just raising his voice, talking all kind of crazy and shit. But, the Lord was with your boy, so we got out of Dodge. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for joining me, new people, old people. Yes, indeed. Sipping on that Coke 45 malt liquor. Y'all know I got to keep it ghetto. Yes, indeed. Keep it ghetto. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a new president, man. We got a new president, Donald J. Trump. And you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not upset, man. I'm looking forward to it, baby. I'm looking forward to it. You know what? I was driving through the hood the other day, man. And I was just, part of me was happy, homie. You know what I'm saying? All these Arabs and these Indians that control our community, get the fuck out of our community, man. I want them out of there, man. I want them out. I want them out. I want us to be able to control our communities. We got people who come from all over the world in different countries, and the first thing they want to do is come to the hood and provide inferior products and services to black people. And that's how they come up. Now that we got Donald Trump in the presidency, that's over. And we need to make it a point to him that that's going to be over from now on. It's game over for that bullshit. It's game over. You feel me? Real talk. Coming around from Abu Dhabi and Akbar, India and shit like that with no money, and then you come to the hood and pulling up in Benzes in a year or two, exploiting black people. We dodged a bullet on Tuesday. We got people going on the internet crying about, Oh, Hillary was the best person for the job. Hillary, you were the best person for the job. Shut the fuck up. She wanted to bring 2.5 million Syrian refugees to America, and you know damn well they were going to put them in the ghetto. You know damn well. That's what they've already done to some of them. Go type in Syrian refugees, black neighborhood. That's where they're putting them at. That's where they're putting them at. Get the fuck out of the ghetto, man. Get out. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all motherfuckers gonna have me waving the damn Confederate flag. Shit. Let me tell you something right now, man, because we got some people who think because Trump is in office that somehow that means that everybody who's a person of color is gonna be oppressed. It's not gonna happen. Because let me tell you guys something right now. Those people are they're going to feel so bad after 4 years, and God, I hope he gets another 4. Because when he gets rid of NAFTA, when he gets rid of those trade agreements, and those jobs come back to America, and you realize those factory jobs, motherfucker, pay $11 and $12 an hour, and the only people in line are niggas darker than me, yeah, you're going to get your wake-up call. You're going to get your wake-up call. Yes, indeed. Donald Trump about to put every black man and woman to work. They better know what it is. I'm telling you right now, they better know what it is. They think what they're going to get is some 1866, 1877 Jim Crow oppression. No, you're not. No, you're not. What you're about to see is the greatest come up for underprivileged, poor people of color that you have ever seen in your life. When these products that have been made overseas for pennies on the dollar have to be made here for pennies on the dollar. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they're not paying you $25 to make no flat screen. You're not getting $45 an hour to screw bolts in a tire, sir. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Guess what? You know what they're going to do? It's going to be for $15 an hour. You might get benefits. You might not. But that Jerome, that brother you call a jigaboo on Twitter and all that, they're going to hire him because he's going to take the job. You wanted NAFTA gone, you got it. You wanted all these trade, you got it. Y'all better wake up. I'm excited about Trump. Get rid of all those policies. Get rid of all the unions. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of it all. I've done my history. I've done the research. I know who the businessmen were going to for jobs before all the restrictions, before all the laws that you have to have this and this and this and this. Go back in history and find out who were the businessmen going to before all of these laws and restrictions. When it came time to get work done. I got a job I need done, and I need to get it done under budget and cheap. Who were the people they went to get those jobs done? So I'm excited about Donald Trump. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all the laws. Get rid of all the laws. Get rid of all of them. It's your boy Sal. Friday, talk it out. Open line Friday. The number 305-600-2896. The Skype is up. We got marijuana back on track. Right now we're looking at INV. I don't know if Mr. Lloyd is watching. Let me see here. Mr. Lloyd, I've seen INV start putting out some news. Last couple days we've been all right. A little bouncy today. But I've been checking on your stock, man. But because they recently put out a lot of news, so I thought maybe it would do something to the stock. That big yellow line there is the 200-day moving average, because I'm noticing that there's been some stocks moving on the 200-day. Moving on the 200-day. Hold on. Let me see here. MJNA. In fact, if we look at MJNA, that's how the took-off kind of happened, is that it was dancing on that 200-day line. And then once it cracked, that's when we really went negative. When we went below the 200-day. All right. And then now it looks like we're headed back towards that line. Where it looks like we're headed back towards that line. Really big day for MJNA. Obviously, we still have a ways to get back to where we were before the dip started happening. But it was good to see some of these stocks really perform today. Here's another one, AMMJ. All right. What kept this alive, it was staying over the 200-day line. All right. It danced above the 200-day. And then what happened is we cracked it. And that's what made it negative. All right. And it looks like we're trying to head back up to the line. We're trying to head back up to that 200-day moving average. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So I look. My thing about marijuana is that, and I was a big proponent that it was over after the election. And look, the charts showed that it was over. And I think there's still significant weakness because we haven't heard from Donald Trump specifically on what he feels about marijuana. Now, when I talk to people about this, they just say, well, he respects states' rights. He respects state rights. Well, I get that, but that's not what we're talking about here. What I want to get to is a nationally recognized policy from the White House about this new emerging, industry. That, yes, we got somebody in the White House that backs this. All right? We got somebody in the White House who's going to allow this drug. It's not even really a drug, this miracle product. That's what I want to call this miracle product from God, to be researched so we can take advantage of it, and so we can allow banks to be able to put money in the hands of researchers, in the hands of businesses, to cultivate this new business opportunity. Because that's what we need. We need, marijuana to be removed from Schedule 1 to Schedule 1 to Schedule 2. That's when, the banks can get involved, man. We need the leverage. That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, this state opened up or that state opened up. Real, that's great. That's great. Don't get it twisted. That's great. That is great news. But we need the financing, man. These businesses need the capital. Look at the way they're still funding their operations, still giving stock, still, increasing shares, and that's not the way to grow a business long term. You can't keep diluting and diluting. They need to be able to go out and say, here, this is what our opportunity is. This is what the kind of returns we can have. All right, we need $100 million. And the banks need to be able to understand that this is a federally regulated and respected operation. And we can give this money because it's legal and we're not going to get in trouble for it. And we're going to back it by property or whatever it is, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not about any of that other shit, man. All right? And now all this talk about Rudy Giuliani is, are you kidding me? We just got done electing somebody because he was non-establishment. And now we're going to hire the mayor of New York, the former mayor of New York City? You want to talk about establishment? Mr. NYPD, Mr. Stop and Frisk, Mr. You want to talk about big government? Rudy Giuliani, seriously? If that guy is a part of this operation, part of this government, that just nullifies everything, man. You want to talk big government? Let's talk Rudy Giuliani. Mass deficits year after year for New York City. You know? We can't have a guy like that. We can't have a guy like that. Not I would rather want somebody who's never done the job before but believes in a hands-off government than Rudy Giuliani. You know? And plus, the guy's just, he's not very intelligent. Let's just be honest. The guy's not very intelligent, and he's just, you know, he's just, let's move on. You know, I think some people should be left in the past. You know, some people should be left in the past, and he's one of those people who should just be left in the past. Newt Gingrich, I like Newt Gingrich. He talks a lot of common sense. He's establishment too. But lately, these last couple of years, he's turned his back on them. All right, he's turned his back on them. But not Rudy Giuliani. That's Mr. Big Union. That guy's got so many damn unions in his fucking pocket. It's ridiculous. Fuck Rudy Giuliani. Yes, indeed. That you're exactly right, Nelson Rodriguez. What's going on to everybody in the chat room? Money Stay Woke, Gerardo, 3 Hooks, Eric Jimenez, Miss Petaway, what's going on? Miss Stock Diva, what's going on? Oatson, Henri, CP, all the new people, old people. New people, welcome to the chat room. Starship Swag, SGBY, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Yes, indeed. Big Mustache, what's going on? Connor, what's good, Connor? Yes, indeed. Today's Friday, man. I don't understand why people, you know, they still don't get it. I don't. You know, maybe it's got to be your first date. What's going on, Bill Betts, Joel Flores, Alex, Bruce Cole, Speaker Knocker, LK Rob, what's good? Max Trader, Clay Vaughn. Yes, indeed. Everybody in the chat room. Mag 36090. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Cole, 3 Hooks, Rich Trade. Yes, indeed. Dayon Jackson, what's good, man? Tuber Note to be. The Tom G100. Yes, indeed. Welcome. New people, old people. Yes, indeed. We're back in the room. So, going to these chat room, you know, to these stocks again. AMMJ was not too bad. And look, you know, we'll see next week. If this was, you know, the real deal. It's kind of frustrating the fact that these came alive, you know, so, you know, it just so happened on Friday. And Friday has now become the savior day for these weed stocks. Have you guys noticed that? For the last like 3 Fridays, you know, we will come to the conclusion where, okay, this is it. You know, hey, if they don't run on Friday, then we know next week what to do. And every Friday, these stocks seem to kind of save themselves. So, and give us just enough of a reason to say, okay, this, you know, this might still be able to work. Marijuana Company Incorporated today, MCOA, absolutely insane return today. I got to give them a bomb. That's absolutely insane return today. Absolutely insane return today. 75% today for the stock. I mean, can you ask for a better return? I mean, 75%. I mean, the one-day chart. Look at this one-day chart. Look how insane this chart was. And 96 million shares traded. Look how beautiful this chart looks right now, dude. You get in at 9:30 and you just sit there. You don't have to do a goddamn thing. Don't even, I mean, you don't have to, don't even look at the chart again. Just set it and forget it. And here's the thing. You got to set your lines up for this one. You know what I'm saying? You got to set your lines up for this one. You know, even if you looked at it, got it over here. Let me set a line. Not too thick. Even if you got it over here, right? You say, okay, well, where's this pullback going? Well, set the line. By then, what's it, 11 o'clock? Okay, so that would have been the high of the day. You would have just set your line. God, that's the wrong line. I didn't want that one. Let's get that one out. I want a horizontal line. So this would have been the high of the day. And you still would have been able to get it nicely. You still would have been able to get it nicely. It's like, oh, okay, wow, it's broken out the high of the day. It's a high probability trade right here. It's a very high probability trade that it's going to go higher. All right? It's a high probability trade that it'll go higher. You just buy here and hope to God it keeps going. Obviously, bounced off the line, but kept going. It's a very high probability trade to get in at the high of the day. All right? At the high of the day. Because it could break out higher. It could break out a lot higher. Could break out a lot higher. And if it did fail, though, you would come back and you would set a line here. Because you would think it'll come back, and bounce off this. That 0.0312. But it's a high probability trade when you're looking at an intraday chart to set at the high of the day on a pullback. And if it breaks the high of the day, you could be getting into some serious gains. You'd be getting some serious gains. And you did get some serious gains on this stock. I mean, 75%. Obviously, if you would have got in there, you probably would have, for you, probably would have been 50. But still, I'll take that home. I'll take 50%. I'll take that. Yes, indeed. Not bad, not bad. Congratulations to everybody who was in that stock. SGBY, Signal Bay, 12% gain. All right. And that's nothing to be embarrassed about either because, this is a stock that's up a couple 1,000%. So, SGBY, there are people who are up, 1,400% in SGBY, man. It's just absolutely insane how fast this stock has gotten up there. And again, that yellow line is the 200-day moving average. And when we cross that, and here we are, jumping back over that 200-day, it goes to show that, we may be headed higher now. We may be headed higher now. And something just told me, like, I'm going to, and I put on the 30-day, I put on the 50, I put on, the 70, and something just told me, you know what? Let me put on the 200-day moving average on these penny plays. All right? And then sure enough, I'm like, okay, these things are dancing on the 200-day moving averages. They're dancing on these these stocks. And this was kind of, a way that you could have been able to tell, something was going on here, as they were pretty much underneath the 200-day moving average. And then once they, stayed above it, you were, oh, good, wow, I could have caught that shit. And I've been starting to get really aggressive on reading. Like, those torrents that we put out here with these books, guys, you guys got to start reading those, man. Some of the stuff, like, you've seen it before. I'm sure somebody's told me you should have the 200-day moving average on your chart. But sometimes you just got to see it again for it to be, like, real to you. And it's like, man, I would have, and now if I start looking at some of these penny plays and trying to find out what's going to pop, by crossing that 200-day. And shout out to Connor, man. Connor, man, look, he's got me into options, man, and I will always be, somebody who loves penny stocks. I will always be into some, but dude, the money comes so fast in options, bro. The money comes so fast. And I got to do a video and opening it up to you guys because I don't believe in jumping because you got to specialize in things. I'm all about small cap stocks. I don't do, $30, $40, $50 stocks. No. Even with options, the stocks that I'm looking at, they're not the most liquid, but I know I can get in and out of the positions. All right. And they trade for a cost where somebody who's in my situation doesn't have $100,000 liquid to simply put in and out of a stock, I can still, put a good amount in on a position and be able to make money back. That makes sense. So I really would advise that you look into options as another way to make money on the market. Not just playing the pennies, because I understand, man. I'm all for the $500, $700, penny play for 15, 20 days, and then all of a sudden you got $3,500, $3,700. I've done it before many times. I get it. I love that play. Love that play. All right, finding a double zero and riding it to 1 penny. That's the fan. But how would you like to be able to get 300, 400%, right? The same type of return you would wait 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for? Imagine getting that in a matter of like 2 days, sometimes overnight. I've been doing that, and I've been posting that on my Twitter account, Free Stock Pick. And, a situation like today, CHK broke down overnight today. Again, the options are dirt cheap. They're like, 17 cents a contract, and I'm buying like 5, 10, 15 at a time for like $1,000 and like tripling my money, and you just wish you can do it over and over and over again. Obviously, you gotta, understand it doesn't always work over and over, because sometimes it does. When it goes against you too, you're like, fuck. But for the most part, knowing that I can risk $1,000, and that's all I lose is $1,000, and I have in control sometimes $100,000 worth of shares for $1,000, And we're talking about penny stocks. Here's a stock that I was following today, CHK. I was following the stock today, broke down in the morning. And you just, again, it was the October, I want to say 18th call. October 18th put, 18th put. Forgot the price. But anyway, it was like 17 cents, and it doubled. At the low of the day. 17 cents was the open. By the time it closed, it was like 32, 33 cents for a contract. And, practically doubled your money. All right, not totally 100%, but, more than I would have got in, a day on the markets. Obviously, if I didn't have all my money in MCOA, you know what I'm saying? Because MCOA put up that was a stupid ass return today. That was insane. That was insane. Yeah, you never, obviously the ballers exercise the options. If you got the money to exercise the option, by all means, that's awesome. But just buy and sell the contract. And these contracts are not expensive, guys. They are not expensive. You'd be surprised, you don't have to buy the Amazons, the Babas, the Qs. You don't have to. There are the XFIs, the GLDs, BAC, CHK. There are a lot of other liquid options available to you that are relatively inexpensive, man. And I'm not going to stick on options all day. We're going to go back to the stocks because that's what I love to do. But I just want to make that a point to you guys. 313, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, Sal? How you doing?
Doing good. Glad to be back on the air. How's everything, man?
Oh, it's smooth, man. I hear you talking about options, and it kind of piqued my interest, and I wanted to know, did you have any information as far as where to go? You know what I'm saying? To really get into it. And before you answer that, I just wanted to say, I did run across a torrent called Optionetics.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah. We've actually given that, and that's actually one of our go-to torrents for people who want to learn about options. Optionetics. They have really good torrent that goes really
Okay.
from beginner all the way to the really high. The deep stuff.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So at least I got a go to.
Yes, you did. Yes,
So
you did.
and another one I wanted to ask you. So, is there a specific platform where you're supposed to like trade these options, or is it like something you just ask your brokerage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
most brokers will do trade options. Most of the reputable ones, anyway. Obviously, the E Trades, the TD. There's also the smaller ones. I know Scott Trade. I believe Scott Trade trades options as well. You can
Okay.
also go on eoptions.com, which is also like a one that's more geared towards an option only situation, where it's
All right.
dirt cheap to trade over there. eoptions.com. But they also have $3 a share stock purchases too for unlimited shares as well. So that's a pretty neat one as well. But yeah, your broker has the ability to allow you to buy options. You might have to apply for it sometimes. But other than that, if you have a margin account, you can trade options. I mean, you can trade options. And if you got to apply
Okay.
for a margin, that's no problem either.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good, man. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna listen to the rest of the show off the air, man, and good looking out, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man.
All right.
Yeah, shout out to the 313. Shout out to the 313. And by the way, they're opening up a new strip club in the 313, man. It's called V Live. For those of you guys who've been through the V Live, and this V Live in Phoenix, V Live in Miami, I think. I think they're trying to get into Miami. V Live in Atlanta. Well, anyway, the V Live brand, they're the best strip clubs ever. I mean, you grab a couple of your buddies, go there, you have a great time, man. You have a great time. All right. Even the ladies love it too, because it's not really all about just like ass and stuff. It's just a place for have a good time, young people, good music, shit like that. But yeah, that Optionetics torrent is the go-to torrent for us. I mean, obviously, there are a couple of books that you can read on that. But again, I don't want to beat the horn on it, because it's all about penny stocks at the end of the day, because that's where you're going to get your $2,000, $3,000, 3,000% return over time if you ride a really good one. And for somebody who's got $100, and that's the thing, is it's crazy, because I'm learning that even in options with $100, you can do something. I mean, there are positions I've gotten in for like $70 and turned into a couple $100. So it's man, I don't want to. But the PDT rule still applies. I didn't even know that, Connor. I didn't know that the PDT rule still applies. I'm like, I got a warning. You've got one, in my my account. I had got a warning in my options. I was like, what? Do I really have to go over 25 for an option play? But yeah, it actually does apply to options as well. So didn't know that. Did not know that. Did not know that. So for those of you guys who don't have the torrent, there it is right there. That is the torrent to the 9-hour DVD. The 9-hour DVD Optionetics. Okay. You ain't got to go crazy on it. All right. Don't dwell all into it in one day and trying to cram, and just slowly take your time, look at it. Just again, it's just another part or another way you can use to make some money out here sometimes when there aren't any trades available, man. I know sometimes you guys look at these things and there are no trades available. I mean, you just don't see something that looks like a high probability trade. All right, doesn't look like a high probability trade. Yeah, I really don't fuck with Bitcoin, though. I really don't fuck with Bitcoin. It's never been my thing. Tristan McKinney's AUPH, Arena Pharmaceuticals. AUPH, 6% gain today. Is that 200-day moving average line bothering you guys? Because I can take that off. I can take that off. You want me to take that off? I'll probably take that off. Make it a little more clear for you guys. All right. So as we can see, I'll keep the 30 over there though. I'll keep the 30. I'll keep the 30 on there. But Arena Pharmaceuticals. I want to know a little bit more about this company, AUPH. You know, I don't know too much about it. I really don't know too much about it. The 30 is a very powerful, you know, line. It's a really good indicator. I want to keep that one up. But AUPH looks like it's gotten very bearish, but crossing over that 30 has been really nice for the stock. This is a 3-month chart. This is a 3-month chart, kind of looking at it from a long, you know, term point of view here. But so for the most part, as you can see here, that's where you saw it in that 3-month chart where it kind of crossed over, and it looks like we've gotten into a lot more positive territory. So as long as we can stay above the 30-day moving average, it doesn't look too bad. And as before I had took off the 200, looks like it's trying to move its way higher to touch that 200. All right, looks like it's trying to, you know, move up and touch that 200. And AUPH, as long as it stays up there, man, decent volume. Even though today was a low day on the volume, not too bad. Arnie, are you the guy who sent me that message on Twitter saying you bought like, you know, 20 million shares of this thing or something like that? You know, this is, you know, again, we've talked about stocks that look like this. You know, this requires a lot of volume, man. I can almost assure you there are probably 2 billion shares of this floating. You know, maybe even more. Maybe even more. This requires a significant amount more people to start buying and selling before this starts to really look like a respectable chart again. I mean, look at the RSI. It doesn't even know what to do because there are not enough trades. There's not enough buying and selling for a chart to, you know, create. You know, it's just not enough there, dude. It's not enough there. But again, I made a video on what's it called again? Gosh, for people who want to basically, you know, what's the word for it? I forgot what it's called, but nest. I want to say nesting, but it's not nesting. But it's basically people who want to sit on a stock, you know, early. They get in really early at these dirt cheap prices, and you know, you just basically sit on it and hope to God it starts moving. And you know, it could work. It could work. You know, you're there at 0005. You know, you might have to wait 3 months. But if you're not using the money and you could care less about the little $500 or $1,000 you put in, it can turn into a considerable amount of money. It can turn into a considerable amount of money. Now, here's the thing. You've gotten it so cheap, right? At $1,000, you're in so heavy that once you start selling, you can't just dump it all at one time, more than likely, right? So you've got to start selling it in chunks. And people will, you know, watch level 2 and see, okay, hold up. We got a big seller who's dumping shares. What's going on here? And that tends to drive the price down. So you've got to be very strategic on how to get out of the trade once the stock starts moving. And another thing you're going to have to deal with is you don't really know how high it's going to keep going, or if you've reached the high, you know, that it will, you know, the highest point that the stock will go up. You know what I mean? So you end up dumping, and sure enough, the stock goes for another 300, 400%. You know, and you can look at a lot of these marijuana stocks, and you've seen where they've gotten, you know, pullbacks where people who are probably in early dump their shares, and they look at the chart now and they dumped maybe 600, 700% before they could have really made a stupid ass return. You know. Oatson said 100K lots. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Connor's talking about the right expiration date. That's true too. I barely even I've dwelt in it. I don't mess with stocks that are expiring the same day. I'm just not there yet in terms of skill. So even if it's a Friday, I'm paying I'm playing the next week's expiration date. So I will, today was the 11th, but I would never touch an option expiring on the 11th. That's just way too risky. So I'll play one expiring on the 18th, this week, and next week I'll play one that's expiring the week after that. Don't get the same amount of volatility, but it's a lot easier for me to deal with. So young into the game of options. You know what I'm saying? And the name of that video was called Camp Investing. Camping, that's what it's called. In first-person shooters, people who sit at a certain location the whole freaking game, they're called campers. People hate campers. But in penny stock investing, camping can make you a lot of money. All right? Find a stock that's been promoted, that's now not doing anything, has been quiet, and it's been pumped and dumped time and time and time again. If you find it at a flat point, put some money in it and just camp, man. Sure enough, as long as the stock is, still in compliance with all the paperwork, it will be pumped again. It will be pumped again. I can almost assure you. AKDS. AKDS is a pump that's slowly working its way. I've been talking about people about this. We were talking about it at 68 cents. We're now at $1.30. I understand not a lot of people are into this, but it's been so far a pretty good return. I guess now I can talk about it. I don't know if Baron you're watching, but TBGD was it T, or maybe it was TG. I don't know. There was a really good pump today on the stock. Let me see if I can open up my Twitter. I think it was TGBD or something like that. But anyway, it was a morning pump. It was a morning pump that went really, really good. I'll probably find out and put it up later. But it went really, really well. ATTBF. What about that one? ATTBF. 6% today. 12 cents a share. Tell me a little bit more about this company. Still looks like it needs a little bit more volume in it, though. Still looks like it needs a lot more to go here. Yeah. Still needs a lot more to go. Looks like the fear for Donald Trump is slowly subsiding. You guys know it looked like gold was going crazy. I mean, gold, the minute they found out, futures were down like 400, 500%, if you guys remember that. 400 points. 400%. 400 points. But they have, gone and came back to normal. But there's still a little bit of anxiety out there. But for the most part, things have calmed down. And I think we can see that, too, in the way marijuana is acting up, too, as well. And the way marijuana is acting. FSPM. All right, you guys are putting up some new tickers. I like that. 150%. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Money stay woke. Not sure what about that, though. CNAB, that's an old one. All right, that's a nice little old one. That was a beautiful day today. CNAB, 45% on that. And this is rare because this is one of the stocks that I was a little bit worried once it crossed the century mark, because I was thinking, man, it's at a whole number, and obviously when you saw this, I mean, you could have already, this right here in the penny stock, this is what you don't want to see, because it's almost 90% that it's going to crack lower when you start seeing this. when you start seeing this. In fact, let's go ahead and put the Bollinger Bands on that. And, you know, a sideways play like that is not a good thing on the penny stock, on the OTC stock. It's almost guaranteed. I've seen that way too many times. You can almost be assured on a company that's already kind of a little bit sketchy to begin with. You can almost get, you know, you really don't have a catalyst moving forward. You know, it's almost a guarantee it's going to be moving lower. But as you can see, the bands got really tight there. Really tight. So that just kind of confirms that, okay, we're about to have a very powerful move, more than likely to the downside. And as you can see here, it was just sat right there on the 30-day moving average line, and sure enough, cracked right below it. And, you know, it's just dancing on it now. Just simply dancing on it and moving higher. Dancing on it and moving higher. So we'll see if it stays above that 30-day moving average. We could be looking at something real nice. We're going to be moving at something really nice here as it moves its way higher. All right. And I'm sure it did bother some people the way it, you know, opening up today like that under $1, man. That had to be scary. You know, 50%, nearly 50% cheaper in 2 days. I mean, that's a huge loss. That's a huge loss. So good to see that stock finally rebounding off those, you know, lows, you know, off those lows. You know, when the stock loses 50% in 2 days, I mean, that's scary. That's very scary. All right. Buds, 13% is another weed play. Don't know too much about this one. Don't know too much about buds. In fact, I think we had a caller last week talk about, or earlier this week rather, talk about buds, because the name sounds somewhat familiar. But buds obviously has not seen the volume that, you know, the latter did. But this is really, really lacking in volume. I'd love to see a lot more volume come into weeds before we really call buds, you know, something to really take seriously. You said it's a pump and dump? Yeah, it's still on the pump. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, 32,000 shares. It just, you know, it's probably somebody with a pretty weak list. Hey, what's up? Is this Bat Scientist?
Yes, Sal. How are you doing, man?
Good. How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a crazy week, but I think we'll be okay.
Yes,
What you
indeed.
said about Trump, there's no need to be afraid. People mustn't overreact. We're going to be just fine.
Yes.
I've got a question for you. So I'm arguing with my wife right now about, and I'm trying to explain it in terms of stocks.
Mm-hmm.
The difference, how do you understand the difference between the Electoral College and the popular vote? Because I'm trying to explain it to her in terms of stocks, and I kind of think I know how to explain it stock-wise. For instance, if you look at the simple moving average and you compare that with the exponential moving average, that's kind of the same argument as to why the founding fathers brought the electoral vote into it. So I just want to get your take as to, because it's happened twice. Al Gore won the popular vote, but still lost to George Bush because of the electoral vote. Hillary lost the electoral vote, but won the popular vote. So what is your explanation of the Electoral College, and why did the Founding Fathers come up with that?
Man.
Because in any other country, right, the majority rules. If more people vote for a candidate, then that candidate wins. So I just want to hear from you what the situation is.
That is a deep question, and as I've gotten older, I've learned if you don't know something, just say you don't know. And that is a question I honestly can't answer to enough to where I would say I would even be satisfied with what came out my mouth, because, you know,
Okay.
I understand that it was created as a safety mechanism, because, you know, at that time, obviously the biggest fear was a charismatic character who could end up, crowning himself king. That was the biggest fear of the creators of the republic at that time. So, the electoral public was created, as a safety net. Even though they still gave you the popular vote to create
Right.
the the vision or the idea that this was a democracy. At the end of the day, it is a republic built on
Yeah,
the
and
Roman system. So
okay, yeah, that helps in explaining, because I think where my wife is having difficulty understanding the whole thing, each individual, their vote should count equally. So I think the founding fathers, from what I've read, they basically said individuals can't be trusted.
Sure.
So it's almost like, look at the simple moving average and compare that with the exponential moving average. If you take the 50-day simple moving average or the 200 moving day average, let's say one day a marijuana stock had an excessive day. I mean, you were talking about MCOA or even PVCT, one of these stocks that have a giant, huge day.
Yeah.
If you looked at the simple moving average, then for that one day, it skews the results so much that it throws everything off. But if you look at the exponential moving average, or even my favorite, the VWAP, it normalizes that so that you're not getting a situation where more weight is given to just one day of a stock going up. So if you can remember, like mathematics or statistics, where the difference between the median and the mean or the average, if you look at the average, which is basically the simple moving average, if you have 1 or 2 days that are really big or really low, it skews the data. Now, if you look at going back to VWAP, volume weighted average, it kind of normalizes it based on the time of day, the number of traders you have, to normalize that price. And that's kind of what I'm trying to explain to my wife. It's almost like VWAP, because the fair price would be essentially, basically, the Electoral College counts for an individual, or should I say each state counts as an individual. My wife has a problem with that, because she's like, an individual should count more than a state.
Sure.
But the problem is, let's say you've got 2 states. So let's say if the U.S. was only composed of California and North Carolina. So if most people were in California, let's say 90% of the population were in California, and you have one single person that's in North Carolina, the problem is you can't assign a 50-50 thing with that, because if 99.999% of Californians vote one way, and then the other person in one state votes the other way, you've got a tied election.
Right.
So I think that's basically what the Electoral College is trying to do. If any of you analyze data, I think it's trying to normalize the data, but I just can't find a way to explain it. I know in trading terms it makes sense. You really don't want to skew the results, because let's say Democrats would predominantly win every election if it was based on the popular vote, because most people are based in California. You'll get more people supporting her, but because it's the United States, where each state carries like almost an equal weight, they normalize each state based on the population. So California has 55 electoral votes, and then Texas has 38, Florida has 29, New York has 29, because it's based off the population. And so in order to not skew the results so that California gets all the votes and then you have a winner, I think the Electoral College is treating each state as an individual.
Got it.
But anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there because I think in trading, the same principle is used. If you look at simple moving average, exponential moving average, exponential seems to award importance to, I don't know if I can explain that correctly, but it seems to award importance. A simple moving average, if you have extremities or huge days or big days, you'll skew the data, which is why a lot of people use exponential moving averages, because it offers more weight to areas that where you've got either you have more buyers buying in or I don't know, but I thought that was very interesting because I think as traders we use the same logic as the forefathers used. So that's all I wanted to say, and sorry I've been away for a couple of days. It's been a busy week.
Oh no, I've been away for a couple of days, so I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the call, bro.
Thank you, Sal.
All right, so there's Bad Scientist, and he is an actual scientist, by the way. He's not just so when he talks, I can understand some people that he kind of loses you, but if you're somebody who you like to read or you just like to hear people spit knowledge, you can get what he's getting at. You don't have to understand word for word, but if you understand the concept of what he's trying to say, and basically, he's basically saying the exponential moving average is a powerful signal that takes the information a little bit more. It's deeper than a simple moving average that really doesn't allow you to, imply how important the buying is, to the price of the stock. So I need to learn a little bit more about what exponential moving average is and how it really ties into. I like the simple moving averages because they flow. You know what I'm saying? It flows, and chart to chart to chart, it just seems to be able to make sense when I use it, in association with an RSI or a MACD. It seems to work for me. So exponential moving averages, got to play with them. But I do know they work for people. I understand they work for some people, and it's something that I think you got to just, be able to play around with. Play around with it, and if that's your indicator and you like it, and I can understand why he would like it, because it's the numbers. There are a lot more numbers to it. A lot more numbers to it. All right. Kevin Bradley said the EMA is good on intraday. All right. Yeah. There it is. There it is. Appreciate it, Bad Scientist. Thank you. Okay. Says not good. Kevin Bradley, not good on longer time frames. I would admit that. I would admit that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. VWAP is very powerful too. VWAP is, but I've noticed VWAP is a lot better to be used on more. I would say I wouldn't use VWAP on like penny stocks, but when I look at stocks like Amazon, more stable, NYSE, NASDAQ, more stable, higher, cap stocks, VWAP, it works. It really does work. A lot better than what I'm looking at here. Dry Ships isn't, Dry Ships is a small cap, $13 million company. Here's Dry Ships, by the way, which, put up a few insane couple of hours there the last 2 days or so. Now, most people are saying it's completely done, and yesterday was absolutely insane day for Dry Ships. I don't know if those of you guys here in the chat room got a piece of that or not, but absolutely insane day yesterday for Dries. Again, for you guys, I don't know if this is on Robinhood. Is Dries on Robinhood? Because I know they have a tendency Robinhood, when the stock gets really volatile, that all of a sudden the ticker just disappears. I can't stand that crap. But that's why I had to kind of move away from that. But I know Robinhood. It. I remember. I thought it is on there. Okay, it is on there. Okay, good. It is on there. Good. But yeah, man, make your money on that, because that's a great play. That's a great play, and even for those people on U stock trade too. Dollar in, or even for you guys on Robinhood. Really good app for those of you guys who like to swing trade too, by the way. Robinhood, really great way to swing trade. Yeah, Dries is definitely on U stock trade. I would definitely believe that. Yes, I'm using the pro version of TradingView. I love TradingView. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I just love TradingView. Big fan. Yes, indeed. Let me see here. TRTC. Yeah, TRTC. TerraTech. 5% day, 40 cents a share. It's really interesting even to see TRTC, which is one of the more reputable marijuana companies out there. TRTC, interesting to see them take a dip, because that necessarily wasn't really warranted, because the way it came down was as if it was running like a lot of the weed stocks, and it didn't run like that. So for them to take that dip, where some people can blame earnings, a penny, but okay, sure, it came in a penny lower than expected, but did it really deserve, a 15%, what it looks like a 2-day, drop? I don't think so. I mean, most of these companies are losing money, so, a penny a share to the downside in earnings, that's a good thing for a company like this trading on the OTC markets. Okay, I think that's personally a good thing. All right. BTUU. Somebody said BTUUQ. This is actually pretty dangerous. Somebody said this would be a good short. BTUUQ is very dangerous, man. This is a stock that you think this is, oh yeah, let's go ahead and short this. Next thing you know, you get blasted out of there. Let me see. Here's the 5-day chart. Just when you think it's game over, it's done, or it's a wrap. In fact, if I spread the chart out a little bit, we'll see a couple times where it bounces off that $8. I don't know what is $8 to this stock, but it found $8 a couple days ago and just really bounced off that. And what news is driving BTUUQ? I don't know. I really don't know. They put out a press release, and then the stock just goes nuts. And is it got an insane low float? It must have like an insane low float. It must be one of those kind of like a OPTT, or, one of those just kind of insane stocks that has got like 1 million shares or something ridiculously low like that out there. What's the cheapest way to get real-time quotes? Brian, it's got to be TradingView. It's only $2. With TradingView, it's only $2. Obviously, you can go to TD Ameritrade account. It's free. With a TD Ameritrade account, you get free level 2, free. What I believe is real-time charts, right? All right. Obviously, you get it with E-Trade as well, but you gotta put the $500 to start your account. But if you don't have or if your broker charges you, TradingView charges you $2, and you can pay with PayPal. You got a PayPal account, But yeah, TD gives you free real time. It takes 5 minutes to sign up with TD Ameritrade. That's why when people tell me, "Oh, I don't have a brokerage account," or I can't do it on my phone, or whatever excuse. Even if if you got a smartphone, sure, you can have, go ahead and get your U stock trade or your, your Robinhood, but get a TD. Why not? Just get a TD account, man. It's free, dude. You should have one. You're an American citizen. You got a social security number. You should have a TD Ameritrade account. If you don't have $500, to send to E-Trade, and you use your TD to start your account, where maybe every paycheck you deposit $50 into it, and sure enough, after a couple weeks, a couple months, you can have a couple thousand to really start off from. And obviously, while you're growing your little account, you're reading, you're playing, you're paper trading, and sure enough, you'll be ready to go. Yes, indeed. Travis said your TD isn't funded, and Trav, you've had that for a couple months though. You said you had an account for a month. Yeah, man, people will sign up for a TD account and not fund that shit for months, and they don't give a fuck, dude. And they don't care either. There's no like, well, if you don't log in, we're gonna close your account. Last time I mean, you can keep it as long as your username and password and shit. Even if you don't know that, you give them a call, they'll reset it or whatever it is. They don't care, and you can use them, do the research and everything. All that, man. All that. Yes, indeed. Michael B said 9 months. 9 months. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Michael Velli, that's right. Then download the Thinkorswim app. You know what I'm saying? Download the app, the Thinkorswim app, play on that. Yeah. The Thinkorswim app, the TD app is way better than U Stock Trade. It's way better than Robinhood. Obviously, if you actually want to pull off a trade, it's going to cost you some money. But when you talk about the charting features and the screeners and stuff like that, it's way better than what they're offering. Yeah, way better than what they're offering. LK Rod, you talking about HILX? Helix OTC stock, $7. Okay. Now the thing about this one is, is the volume is really low, man. 4,000 shares, but it looks like it's it's quite regular. But it just doesn't have the volume, man. It just doesn't have the volume. 4,000 shares. And looks like it's got decent share structure. I mean, $7 stock. It must be relatively low float. But, I don't. Helix TCS, restaurant and bars. All right, restaurant company. Never heard of it, though. Never heard of it. No, nice chart, though. I mean, nice chart. Obviously, something's going on there. It has been going on there since early October, as we see here on this 3-month chart here. With 10% day today, which looks like it was like a single buy. In fact, if we look at the day chart, we'll see. I mean, look at that, man. That's, you got a couple orders here, but look at these gaps. That's no activity. You don't want to be a guy trying to sell and you see this, because they'll watch your order on level 2, and if they don't like your price, they'll just go under your price, because 9 times out of 10, of course, it's OTC, you're selling at a limit order. If I don't like your price, I can just go underneath your price and you're not going to get filled, and I'm going to wait you out, because you're going to get desperate and you're going to come to my price and take my order. And my order could be $1 cheaper than yours. And I'm going to force you to take $1 loss in order for you to get filled. So I wouldn't bother with this play at all. Okay, at all. MJ. Let me see here. MJTK. MJTK is, another one that's, very, very, very low. Volume just isn't really there. Sure, it has 44 million shares, but, the party has since left MJTK. The average volume was over 40 million shares. Now you're down to 4 million. And that's a lot of money that's disappeared in the stock. So if I'm in MJTK, I'm hoping to God that, some kind of catalyst happens and happens soon, because, you're losing a lot of volume day in and day out. Day in and day out. Okay? Losing a lot of volume. And we just got done talking about BTUUQ. $8 million was traded in that stock today. $8 million in BTUUQ. That's insane. And we talked about AMMJ still putting up $4 million traded in that alone. Almost 2,800 trades in and out of that stock. And MCOA, we talked about that earlier, only 5 cents a share. Way off recent highs. But that $3.7 million traded in that stock. Okay? Yeah, both of them putting up stupid numbers. BIOC. Yeah, we're catching up to a lot of these old stocks. We haven't been on the show. I haven't been on the air in a couple of days, so we got to catch up to some of these, because obviously we all look at different stocks during the day. We don't always look at the same stuff, and that's why I love the shows, because you guys bring what you're looking at, I bring what I've been looking at, and we look for opportunities, because that's what the show is about, is finding opportunities to make money. Finding opportunities to make money. BIOC. Tell us a little bit about the, call up and tell us a little bit about it if you know something. And again, guys, the call-in number is 305-600-2896. 305-600-2896. 83 cents a share for this stock. Down, it looks like a sideways day today for the stock. 146,000 shares traded. I don't know if I got the right, if this is the right volume number. It's lower than average. So low day today. So, kind of sideways. I don't see anything in the chart that would say it's on some kind of, looks very bearish. I don't see really what, this is almost a month here. So, when I look at a chart like this, the stock doesn't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So, again, but if you've got some news, maybe somebody's interested in purchasing it, if they got, a product they're working on or testing, let us know. But, when I look at that, it tells me that there are better opportunities out here. There are better opportunities out there. All right, CBK. And that's why I had put out my video about my Elma Suds trading system. And it's not just for shorts. It's for anything. It's for anything. It's if you buy, if you sell. If you watch that video about my Elma Suds and you trade stocks that are undergoing that catalyst, you'll always be in a stock that's high volume, that's got action, and you're getting, at what the market thinks the stock is worth. All right, so you're never going to be getting in at a price that's, below what the market thinks is worth, all right, or above what the market thinks is worth. You always want to be in that stock that's high volume, because that's the only way you can guarantee, you're getting the best price. Markets with high volume have fair prices. That's the general idea. That the more people buying and selling, the more fair the prices. Christopher and Banks. This is one of the trades that I want to say Mr. Lloyd is playing too. Mr. Lloyd is playing CBK. This is the clothing retailer. Now, when it comes to clothing, it's such a cyclical business. It's such a cyclical business, and this is really the time of the year for clothing. If you look at clothing, winter typically isn't the time of the year for most of those stocks. Obviously most of the volume, it's summer, for many reasons. But, if you want to be in it now, it is what it is. And I would love to know what your reasoning for CBK is right now. Where do you see, in the stock, even when it comes to clothing? I like New York and Company better. In fact, I think I can't remember the uh, ticker. New York and Co. I forgot. It's like NY something. New York and Company. I forgot. I forgot the name of the ticker for New York and Co. Um, but I like women's clothing. I like women's. And actually, it is a women's retailer. It actually is a women's retailer. Now I think about it. It is a women's. Okay, so it is a women's retailer, and it's not actually, not too bad. Not too bad, but just what is it? $1.44.58. I guess it's not bad. Not bad. But I don't know. I just feel like there's so many other better opportunities. But it's a stable chart, though. It's a stable chart. If you've been following, last 3 days have been very aggressive. But I do know, some of you guys have been talking about this for some time now. That was a strong move earlier last week in the stock. Now it's looking to break out of that, which isn't too bad. At 158, looks like it's worked its way back, to that 158, and look like you could be breaking up higher. So that's a high probability trade to sit on top of that. It might break that higher. Just might break that higher. Time will tell. Yeah, New York and Company's NYW. Okay, NWY. Yeah, I was a big fan of New York and Company earlier this summer, or not too long ago for earnings, and it was an earnings victory a couple months ago, but I do know it has gotten bearish. Here it is. I was a big fan of this early August, and I knew that they would blow earnings out of the water. If you guys were watching the show earlier in the when we first started, and looks like it's kind of gone sideways since then. Looks like it's gone sideways since then, but I was a big fan of New York and Company. Big fan of New York and Company. SAEX November earnings. SAEX, it's so funny because SAEX, if I remember correctly, this was the stock that shot up. Yeah, it was a couple months ago. And this stock shot up from like 7, right? What was it, like 7 or 8? It was something low like that to a high of almost $70-something. And I don't know. I still today, nobody's giving me the reason why it had got that high. And I remember I had just started the show like a month ago, a month earlier, because I remember starting the show in July, and it was the topic of the night. I mean, we watched a $7 stock literally go to $75 off nothing. I mean, off nothing. Obviously it stayed there for like a second or two. All right, it stayed there for like a second or two, and God help anybody who got caught up there. I mean, you practically lost it all if your order went in. You went in with a market order, and 9 times, and you could have gone in with a market order with the stock. It was moving so fast, you kind of had to. All right, NASDAQ play, you're like, fuck it, jump in. And I'm zooming in on what happened there. This was the couple months ago. Let me see, can I go back to that one? Yeah, it's probably not going to let me if I zoom in. All right, I'm going to kill you guys' eyes, so let me just fucking and see what's been going on these last couple of days. But here's a couple of days in the stock here. Here's a couple of days in the stock. The day after Trump was elected on the 8th. And, look, this is a stock that can do some things. You've always kind of got to be watching this. But will it do, back to $75 again? You never say never. Never say never, but, this is a stock that can move. It can seriously move when it wants to. It's very low float. It doesn't maintain it. It doesn't maintain it. And when it gets out of control like that, it's a beautiful short. But for the most part, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. BTFL. Monarch American. I remember somebody bringing this up earlier in the week too. Down 20% today, as you can see here, crossed over that 30 down on that underneath that 30-day moving average. So not necessarily the prettiest day for the stock today. So I mean, it just looked like somebody dumped some shares. Obviously, somebody who had a ton decided to get out. Looks like that sideways action got them nervous, and they decided to get out. But I think some big buys toward the end of the day there should let you know that it's not too bad. Obviously, stock needs significantly more people to be interested and more people to be buying. As you can see here, the 1-day chart, still very, very ugly. I mean, very ugly looking stock. But I do know it's 00, so these things aren't pretty at these prices. But once they get going, we've seen what they can do. Okay. He said iHub is amazing for finding stocks. Yeah, iHub, iHub is nice. You got a lot of wannabe promoters on iHub too. So you got to be careful. A lot of guys own a lot of accounts there. They're guys with multiple accounts there. You'll see a conversation where it's clearly one guy talking to himself. Hey man, this stock is going up. Oh yeah, man. I really think so. It's really, and it's just you got to just be careful with iHub, man. It's a lot of spammers over there. A lot of desperate bag holders looking to dump on people. So you just got to be careful over there. Yeah, Ferris Oliver, we talked about MCOA. MCOA is a winner, and I'm really looking forward to all these weed stocks next week. I'm really looking forward to it because now, it's going to be a week now. We digested, Donald Trump's in the White House, and now it's about, okay, which one of these stocks that's running, if is really going to start taking advantage of, Florida, California, and these Massachusetts and these stocks, these states that have now legalized marijuana. Because all these companies can't win. All these companies aren't going to be winning. Cerna, SRNA, I still think Cerna is a long-term winner. I believe in Cerna. I really, really do. Very legit business. And, if you're starting up a weed, business, you got to contact companies like Cerna. And they're probably the most legit out of all of them. To trade. To call up for somebody to get some business done. So 8 states, over 8 states legalized marijuana the other day, and whether it be medical or for recreational purposes. All right, and each state has its own unique climate. Each state has its own kind of growing environment. So, you need companies like Cerna to be able to come in there and show you how to get it popping. Kevin Bradley say microcaps might pull back next week. We'll see. I think actually, next week is going to be a very interesting time because, we're going to be seeing Trump start making some announcements. Maybe not next week. Next week might be a little early, but the anticipation of some announcements of who's going to be coming into the White House with him, and the perception that's going to be growing around that person about what they're going to do, what's going to be the game plan moving forward with our economy. That's going to play a role in that. So I'm looking forward to the anticipation and the build-up. And I'm hoping for some clarification about what Trump wants, to do. He's technically only got really 24 months, maybe 28 months. Because 28 months and he's got to be back on, the election trail. He's got to be back on the election trail, running for president again. He's basically got like 28, 30 months. So it's 4 years. Don't get me wrong. It's 4 years, but, You know, in not too long, especially the first term president, not too long, you're back on the trail running for president again. You know, and you know, you got a large portion of the American people. If they don't really start seeing some gains and gains soon, they're going to be ready to replace him. So that's why I hope he gets rid of NAFTA ASAP, you know, because all the Democrats have left are disenfranchised, angry people of color. That's all they have left. And if he can get those people to work, you know what I'm saying, put some of these people out here who are just down and out, don't have anything going, put them to work, give them a reason to vote, it'll be a landslide re-election process. Let's not act like, you know, he won the popular vote. He didn't. All right, he won because Clinton was running, and most of the people who vote Democrat didn't show up. They didn't show up. You know, they didn't show up. So next time, they're not going to give him the benefit of doubt, because you know next time the Democrats aren't going to be running no damn Hillary. All right, they're not going to run a Hillary. They're not going to run an establishment candidate next time. They have learned their lesson. So they're going to be running somebody who is young, somebody who's fresh. You know, reading some of the posts I've been looking at, they're probably going to be running. And you heard it here first. For those of you guys on the West Coast, a guy by the name of Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom. They're gonna put him in. They're gonna run Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom out of California. They're gonna make him run for president next. And if Trump doesn't have some legitimate results, that guy's gonna slide right into the White House. He's gonna slide right into the White House. He's very TV friendly. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Supply side economics via Trump is great for business. Yeah, it should be. It should be. Repealing Obamacare is good. Yeah, it will be good. But I mean, how long is it going to take? So Trump has been known to move fast. So I'm hoping that they can move fast. There's no excuses. You know, the Republicans have every chamber of Congress right now. So there's no excuses. No excuses at all, man. They should be like the Democrats when Obama got it. They moving quick. Boom. In and out. You know, as soon as it gets to the thing, they're ready to sign. You know what I'm saying? No excuses. Yeah, bad scientists. I'm telling you, they're gonna run that Gavin Newsom guy. He's next up. He's next up. Let me see here. BFTL. I know we got some other little plays too. Yeah, Michelle. Oh yeah, man. Michelle. He's lucky Michelle didn't decide to run. Michelle would have whooped Trump, man. Michelle would have whooped Trump. All those black women coming out. Whoo, that would have been game over. That would have been game over. They lucky Michelle didn't run. You know, because that would have been, you know, black girl magic. You wouldn't have heard the last of that one. Oh, my God. I can only imagine what the social media world, if Michelle Obama runs. You know what I'm saying? If you know black women, you know what I'm talking about. That would have just been game over already. I would have told you that would have been over. It would have been over. Let me see that. Yeah, it's all about energy, man. That's all it's about, man. These people don't give it. It's all about energy, man. You know, if you got the energy, man, in terms of just the hype around you, the excitement, people, like, you know, you got the personality, you know what I'm saying? And Trump had it for the Republicans, man. You know, look at the people who were showing out. When he showed up, 13,000, 14,000 people showed up. It's just like Obama, man. When Obama used to come out, it was just the opposite of Obama. That's all it was. When Obama used to show up in 2008, this dude was selling out whole stadiums. He would go to the West Coast and they would put him in a football stadium. And I remember he did this one in this one speech in Denver. Mile High was full. He sold out Mile High Stadium. I think that was the inauguration, right? Not the inauguration, the day he announced he won or whatever. So it's just, again, having that energy, that hype, that thing, people want to come out and see you. Dude sold out freaking Mile High Stadium. Wasn't even a football game. It was a fucking speech. Yeah, people showed out for some Obama. Even though he didn't really do shit. You know what I'm saying? And I won't say that. Obama did some things. Ended the war in Iraq. I'll give him that. He'll go down in history being pretty good, catching Osama bin Laden. What else? What else did Obama do? Obviously Obamacare, Obama phones. Even though the phones were horrible, I think people thought they were going to be getting at least a motherfucking touchscreen. Shit. Couldn't even get a damn touchscreen phone. Some horrible ass little, it was. Have you seen those Obama phones? They're a joke, man. But they're popular in the hood though. That's the Obama phone is your second phone though. The Obama phone is that second phone. Even though you got your touchscreen, the Obama phone is the second. You know what I'm saying? When your minute plan is up, and you know what I'm saying, and you haven't paid your bill for the month, or you got an account that you want to put in some fake ass name and you need a phone number for, you need to set up another Google account, and you've already used your phone number 3-4 times to verify that email address. That's why you have the Obama phone. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. Yeah, Thriller Ali, you're right. Congress wasn't letting Obama do shit. Congress was really, fucking with Obama, man. They really fuck with them, man. And then you had, some people in the army calling him a nigger, man. You know what I'm saying? Obama really exposed some people, dude. For real. And shout out to Obama, man. He kept his head up, man. Dude never got in no trouble, nothing. It was not a bad thing. Dude never did a bad thing all 8 years. You never saw Obama caught up in nothing. No trouble, no, infidelity, no, nothing. Dude was just clean, man. Dude was just clean. Mr. Penny says, sounds like I know all about it. Yeah, man, because I, lived in a poor area for most of my life. I know the Obama phone very well. I'm going to pass Obamacare. Yeah, no scandal at all. Lower gas prices. Yes, Kevin Bradley, I agree with that. Lower gas prices. That is true. That is true. I don't remember ever paying more, 3-something under Obama like we were under George W. Bush. It had gotten to, the low 3s for a minute. People were dumping their trucks. People were dumping their trucks and all that shit. Nobody wanted to drive a truck anymore. Toward that second Bush term. Yeah, people were getting killed driving those trucks. And back then you were talking about the real kind of gas guzzlers. They didn't have the engines that would switch from V8 to V6 when you were drifting and shit like that. It was just straight V8, 10 miles to the gallon, sometimes 7. It was horrible. SARA. Dude, I don't, Bill Betts, I don't know if Bill Betts is still in the chat room. But, okay, Bill Betts, you're in there. Hey, what's going on with Sarah, man? I remember, Bill, you were talking about that they don't even have any, rigs or something like that. If you know about them, call in, Bill. Or let people know in the chat room what's up with it. Because Sarah, it looked like it was doing very well, man. They came out of bankruptcy. They've still got a ton of cash. They've got a ton of cash. So, according to you, though, you were making it seem like they don't really have a business right now. That they don't really have a business right now. You know? So, I'll be looking forward to seeing what's going on with Sarah. You know? Oh, by the way, who's got Conor McGregor versus Tyron Woodley? Who you guys think is going to win that one? I saw the guy's name. I thought he was black. I was like, he's facing a black dude? Because that's been his little thing. He's faced black dudes before, but they've always been like a lot smaller than him. So when there was a lot of talk when him and Floyd Mayweather were supposed to be doing something. Oh, it is a black dude. Hold on, is it a black dude? Hold on. Somebody told me it was a white dude. Y'all see, I don't really follow this shit. Conor McGregor later on. Hold on, man. Is he fight? Who is he fighting? He's fighting somebody, man. Or am I mistaken? Man, my Twitter is all over the place. Yeah, is that Colt 45, baby? Yes, indeed. Alvarez. Okay, so he's facing Alvarez. Okay, Hispanic guy Alvarez. Okay, so Tyrone Woodley wants a piece of Conor McGregor. Everybody wants a piece of Conor, man. That's the payday right there. That's the payday. Conor McGregor is the payday, man. That's the payday. He barely got away with the win over the last white dude who whooped his ass. That guy's better than Conor McGregor. He just, he messed up. 206. Mr. Lloyd, what's good, man?
I didn't think he was having a show today, man. I was like, man, let me just go back to the books. And somebody said he was online, so I said, let me hear me call you up. I'm in Canada right now, man.
Shit, what's going on in Canada right now?
My wife's in here, so she had to come to see the family and everything. And
okay.
Of course, it's a 3-day weekend, and so it's really hard for me. The crazy thing, man, is once you start getting into these stocks, you forget everything around you. You forget girlfriend. What are you doing on that computer? It's like, look. And
it really does, man. Like dude, I don't even watch like football like I used to. I don't watch basketball like I used to because I'm always like I'm into the stocks, and you follow these companies like you used to follow teams, dude. It's like it's the same thing, dude. It's like.
Right.
It's hard to balance, man. Like the Saints I don't even know who's on the roster. I used to be able to name the entire NBA rosters of teams, dude. I can't even do it anymore.
Right. And so when I tell people, when they come in and see what I'm doing, they're like, "Oh, this looks risky," like. Yeah. But the thing of it is, I used to think the same thing, and I think it's the. If people don't know about it, then it looks very intimidating, and it does, and I can understand why. But now that I'm in it, if you control your risk, there wouldn't be a problem. So, I got some good news. I tried to close out both positions in INV.
Okay.
I wasn't too satisfied with the conference call. Yes, they did beat the quarterly earnings, but the problem is what I'm afraid of is them adding more shares on the 16th to pay off the note holders, the rest of the money. And I took out. I made a $300 profit from my E-Trade, and I'm thinking about taking out, just putting in the market order for next week if I can't get what I want out of it, because I can't wait around, and I don't know what the impact is going to be when these note holders get these things shares and decide to cash in them.
They're going to sell. Of course, if it's unrestricted and they can dump it, oh man, they're going to sell. Obviously, or maybe have the company hire a promoter and start really driving the price up higher so they can, liquidate their positions.
Right. And I was all for it, man. But you know what? I missed the biggest mistake that I've made from June to now. I've learned those mistakes as far as reading the filings, kind of keep an eye on those things. But the patience aspect, watching everybody make money around you while you're sitting in the stock. And for you guys out there, man, do not put all of your funds into one stock, because it's like you're tying up all that money for what reason? There's no reason for it, and that's exactly what I did. I think I had $7,000 tied up into this.
Damn.
Of my 10 total.
Man, it's so crazy because, man, I remember it like yesterday when we celebrated your $5,000, man, and I remember like yesterday, and I just wish we knew what was going to happen to the stock since then. I would have done anything possible to just beg you to, liquidate all of that at that time.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know any better, man. And I think when it's your first big win, it's almost like you have this paralysis. You go into this mode like you don't hear nothing, you don't see nothing. It's like you're at the gas pump and gas is only 20 cents, and you're just amazed that the pump stopped at 0.5. It's like you don't. This is how cheap it is. Yeah. But the reality is gas is really overflowing because you're just paying attention to the price of the gas. So yeah, man. I did an option trade today, and I've been working with Bo Vosh. And I did an option trade. Yes, thank you, Bo, for all the good lessons, man. But today I am astonished of this. Okay, I put $930 into and I'm not at a computer right now. It's NVDA, I think it is.
Okay.
I bought the $82 calls.
Okay.
NVDA, I think that's what it is, and sold at 85, and something like it was like $1,500 in a matter of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the biggest mistake that this is paper trading.
Yeah.
And the biggest mistake that I did when I closed out the position, I should have just got up and walked away. Get the hell up and walk away, because you'll find yourself getting to another position, and the profits that you did have, you'll lose. And I ended up going to some other position. I clicked on like a strangler or something. So I don't know what the hell I clicked on.
Yeah, just something more complicated that you shouldn't have been messing with.
Right, and all of a sudden I seen that $1,500 go in seconds. So I said next time I do that, if I make the and the market is very volatile in the morning, so I could have made that money 30 minutes prior to going to work, which amazes me, man. $1,500 in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. It's. I mean, like I said, Connor and all these other guys, they've really woken me up to what options can do. But again, I don't want anybody just to give up on pennies, because don't give it up, because again, options is, when you're dealing with the time sensitivity thing as well. I mean, that's the stuff you got to deal with, and understanding theta, delta, and all these other things, which do play a part, depending on how long you want to be in the trade. But yeah, man, it's an incredible amount of money that can be made relatively really, really quickly when you're just, again, being invested in the cost of the option. You know what I'm saying? And playing it, because it hurts when it goes against you too, because it moves so quickly.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I do like the penny plays. However, the problem with the penny plays is that I'm tying up a large amount of capital, and you don't know when the return is going to be. I think playing the weeklies and playing them very volatile, I can get in and out. But some of these penny plays aren't volatile enough to. For example, CVSI. My dumbass got back into CVSI at 60 cents, and sure enough, I wasn't paying attention, and now the shit dropped down to 50. Yeah. Then I say, okay, I'm not going to close out that position. I mean, I'm down $300. I mean, that's just too much. Now it went down to 30. And so I said, you know what, I got a commitment because I think I had like $1,900 in this. So now I have to wait for it to come back up so I can close back out again. But it's a legitimate company, so I'm okay with that. But the problem is that I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling the penny plays like I used to no more. I mean, it's to me when you play the OTCs, NYSEs, or the options, you have to pick one and really focus on that one because if you have all three. If you play all three, what the problem is, you got an Xbox, you got a PlayStation, and then you got a Nintendo Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And if you play too much on the Xbox, your skill set for the PlayStation kind of weakens up, and definitely with the Wii because you're not
playing
the controls. Right, exactly. And so I'm not very versatile when it comes to playing all three systems. So. Mm-hmm. Focusing on one and becoming better at it is definitely helpful. But when you're playing all three,
mm-hmm.
You tend to become less fluent in one or the other.
So what are you? So what are you trying to say right now? Are you saying that you are focusing your talents now to becoming an option trader?
Options and dealing with the NASDAQ NYSE. I can kind of understand now why Blueberry is so against OTCs because yes, in order to be a successful OTC trader, you really have to follow the crowd, and you really have to know the people that's running the crowd. Like for example, you know the promoters, and so you know what's going to move. And if you've been doing it long enough, you know what type of price range. But the problem that I'm running into is that I'm the new kid on the block. I don't know nobody in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I may know Bob down the street, so I wave at Bob and I get in the stock. But unfortunately, I don't know when to get out of the stock because I'm not used to it. And so I was up for MMEG. I was up $153 in this stock, and it was under a promotion. I should have took the $153 because it tanked. It tanked so bad because I missed out on it, and I felt like $153 was enough for the $600 investment that I had. So I don't like those type of plays. I noticed the market makers are definitely like the BMAC and the VinFin.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys will sit on the ask and short that shit to the ground.
Right.
And I can't do that. I can't afford to sit there and look at that, man.
Sure.
Especially when you keep slapping it and they still sitting there, and it's like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not about to dump no more money up in here. So yeah, man. So don't get me wrong. I like the OTCs, and I think I will get in if it's pumped. But I kind of now feel like the OTCs is just like the bankruptcies to me.
Right.
I mean, but a little bit better because. I don't know, man. I mean, the bank.
No, I understand what you're getting at. I mean, I understand how it can be frustrating. Now you're looking for something that's going to be a lot more stable, something that's now you feel like you can put your time and effort into it, and it doesn't necessarily feel too much like gambling, right? So too much like gambling.
Exactly.
And it's a real science. You can feel like you're getting ahead in.
Right. INV really disappointed me, man. I mean, it didn't drop to like zero, but sitting at that 27 cents, 28 cents, and then hearing the conference call that he's going to add more shares to pay the note holder. I was so in a hurry to get my money out of there when they had good quarterly earnings, and I just couldn't exit both positions because I had too many shares. So, and that's another thing too, man. Have one brokerage, have at least two brokerages. Don't have 3 or 4 in your money spread out because when you're trying to sell shares, you like having you got to have both hands on the buttons.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So that was another mistake. I had too many brokerages because once one person said, "Oh, this is good here," and then you hear, "Oh, this is good over here." When you have too many tools in the shed, it complicates things. You really have to learn from what you already have, and as much as we talk about the VWAP and the uppy indicator and the down indicator and the left indicator, all you're going to do is cause yourself to go into a paralysis because that person knows how to read his indicator and this other person knows how to read it. But when you try to compile everybody's indicators in together, you're going to get different readings, and it's going to cause you to make a major mistake. So learn with what you have already, and see how it works with the market. And it's very enticing to hear all these different things and different tools. But when you got too many tools in the house, you ain't gonna be able to find a screwdriver. You just got a bunch of tools sitting on the floor and not even using them. So that's what I felt like, man. All these books that you're giving me, all the Tim Sykes information, and you know, talking with Mag and getting all the website information, and other guys in the chat group and getting all that information. When you have so much of that information, basically you're a hoarder. You're a computer hoarder. You're hoarding a bunch of materials and you're not even using it. It's not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. Because I now I feel bad because I was about to give out an option website, but now I'm like, okay, maybe.
I mean, people need to use what they have. I mean, and then slowly accumulate as you go along. But it's there's so much materials out here, and if you start picking up other materials, the fluency in what you learned before is going to become less. And so if you study a month of MACD, and all of a sudden somebody comes out with the VWAP and the RSI or Scholastics, your knowledge about the MACD might lessen up a little bit because now you're focusing on these here because of somebody made 10 grand. It's easy to fall in love when people make a bunch of money, but they know how those tools work. So I just need to take it one step at a time, man. And I love OTCs. Don't get me wrong. I will get it NEWC again.
Yes, indeed.
When it reaches the double zeros. But I need to start playing what I know, and from what I'm studying, I need to utilize those skills instead of picking up new books or following new people. Just use what you have and grow from there. So, anyways, man, I ain't gonna preach on no more, man. But happy Friday too. I'm glad you got the computer fixed. What happened, man? You had a virus?
No. I think one of my files in Windows just got corrupted. So when I would start my computer, Windows just wouldn't load, man. It just wouldn't.
Damn shame.
Yeah. So now I got 2 fucking hard drives. Because you go into there, they're like, well, you got to do this and that, and I think you need another hard drive. So I just get my damn computer fixed. So I got 2 1 terabyte hard drives that are 7,200 RPM, and I guess they're the best of the best. It's not SSD. That shit was ridiculous. Like $500 for a damn SSD. Right. I was like, that's ridiculous. Just give me 2 regular hard drives that's 1 terabyte, fast as hell, and let me, get this out of here. So they got me set up, and I got 1 that's just going to be for the operating system, and then 1 hard drive is where I'm going to be like downloading everything and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Right. I guess my question is this, man. I mean, you probably need to have 2 computers and 1 strictly just for your streaming because
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to move into, man. I think my next, I've been looking at some other new computers. Like this will be my streaming one, but my next one I want like one of those. I found out a brand called Alienware, and it's like just basically like just a really good, almost like a gaming computer, but it's really cool box and it's got lights and shit. So I'm looking to move into one of those freaky looking computers. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And another thing, let me talk about the election a little bit, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was a little bit upset. I was upset, but the fact of the matter is this. And as a matter of fact, I was so mad. I felt so sick in the morning that she didn't win. I went to work, and if somebody would have came in there with a damn Make America Great jumpsuit on with a hat and mug, I probably would have lost my job. Because when I see that,
dude, that red hat looks like a fucking Nazi. Like when
exactly.
The red hat bothers me because that looks like a freaking Nazi. You know when they used to wear that little like armband. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looks like. It looks like everybody's in the little red hat, the red hat army, bro. It's like it's creepy as fuck, dude. Like what the fuck?
Right. And every time I see that, and it just reminds me like the KK, like he got the damn KKK uniform on, but it's invisible. But I'm looking at it though. I'm the only person that can see it.
It's disturbing because as soon as they put on the red hat, they get like one train of mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like I'm a soldier in the army, and it's just like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Right. And so one guy, some old white guy came to my office, and he must have been like 80 with the straight bill hat on. Ain't no curve into it. It just says "Make America Great Again."
Uh-huh.
and he asked me for some help. And next thing you know, okay, I said, okay, I gave him some information. Then he decided to bring out a black joke.
Oh, shit.
And he said that, those two black people there. I was standing next to a black man in the stall, and I looked over. I said, man, how did that get so big or something like that? And I was like, you know what? I said, you got your Make America Great hat on, and then you got a nerve to tell me a black joke? I said, I was like, I almost lost my job today, man. I'm telling you, if I had some money in some stocks, if I was making some money in some stocks, I would have lost my job because I can't stand racism, man.
Yeah.
They was really testing me that day. So anyway, I kind of had to cut him off from that joke because I didn't know where he was going, but I didn't want him to go in the wrong direction.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a certain group of people who, again, they believe that the election of Donald Trump means that other people are going to somehow be oppressed, or, they don't understand that Trump ain't really about that life, man. And This is a guy who was a Democrat for damn near 15 years. And, again, when Donald Trump gets rid of all these rules and elections, all these rules and regulations, and they realize that when these businesses bring all those companies overseas, all those businesses and factories overseas back to America, that the only people they're going to really hire is black people, they're going to have a hard time understanding that, man. Because, again, I don't know what these people, especially the hardcore racists who follow Donald Trump, I don't know what they think that maybe only white people are going to get these jobs or whatever. But you got to understand, during a time of serious deregulation in America, before unions, before, the EPA and all that, business owners went out of their way to hire black people because they were cheaper, better labor than white labor. So some of these people don't understand, man. If you want to go to that economy, go for it. But you've got to understand, can you compete in an economy like that? Because white labor is very expensive labor. You can go anywhere today, and whether you have a white contractor, Hispanic, or someone else, 9 times out of 10, the white guy costs more. It's just a fact, for the most part.
Right.
So, be very careful what you ask for. And that's the thing about Donald Trump is, if you're not a racist, you're a white guy, you just want deregulation, I'm all for that, man. I'll stand with that guy anytime. But you've got some people, a small element of them, who honestly believe that Donald Trump is some hardcore Nazi, and he's not. Like, he's playing y'all. You know what I'm saying? He's totally playing to them, man.
And I think when he was passing out the hate message, I think that's what people think about it. And of course, I thought about it too, especially when he talking about he gonna build the walls and keep the Mexicans out. And
he ain't gonna do shit like that. You know how much money that wall's gonna cost? Again,
right, I know.
Who's going to? And he says he's going to make Mexico pay for it. And the wall may be symbolic for legislation, that's what I believe the wall is. I believe the wall is not a physical wall, although he says it is. Eventually, now that he's in the White House and he's looking at the budget and he's looking at how much it's really going to cost, that wall is going to become legislation. All right, it's going to become legislation that may punish, Mexico somehow. By making it harder for them, and Mexican citizens to come in by doing business. So I can see how Mexico will lose with that. But I don't see a physical wall that's going to be created. Again, he's only got really about 30 months, before he's got to run for election again, being created. I don't see it. I don't see where the money's going to come from, and, the people who are going to build the wall too, how much you're going to have to pay them. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
So let me ask you something. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's with technology these days, And this is just some food for thought. If WikiLeaks could get emails from the Democrats and try to exploit them, with the ballot systems, with the electronic ballot systems, and people actually going to the little boards, like the computer boards to select who they want. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do you think those could have been hacked?
Well,
by
I'm sure that there's there are protections behind that. Many of
Wait,
them,
but go ahead.
No, yeah, but many of them sometimes don't. They don't have an actual access to an outside internet. It's like an intranet within that sometimes within that little facility wherever the voting is. But many times too, I've noticed that they're actually kind of slowly getting away with that. Where now, if you go to the voting, like when I went to voting, it was a machine, right? It had a computer screen or whatnot, but behind it, I can hear the paper being pushed. You know what I'm saying? The holes being put in the paper. So, but I do believe that digital, obviously anything digital can eventually be controlled somehow from an exterior force. But honestly, yeah, man, I mean, that's always a risk. In fact, that was something that they were talking about. And, for a couple of weeks, he was, almost for a week or two, he was like, oh, man, it's rigged. It's rigged. Now he doesn't even mention anything is rigged anymore. I haven't even heard
Right.
This. It's not rigged now. You know what I'm saying? But,
right, exactly.
That was the thing. Then they were saying, like, yeah, in Texas or something like that, somebody had went to go and try to vote and it flipped back to Hillary or some shit like that. Now they're not saying that. Now they're not saying anything like that. And they don't even talk about that situation. They don't want no recount. You know what I'm saying? So let's be honest about that.
And my last comment on something positive, well, I hope that he does. I mean, it took me a minute to kind of adjust my thoughts, but, I thought about it. I was like, if he can, I feel like he's going to be the type of person where if Syria asks for $80 billion or for whatever they need for humanitarian, he's going to say no. I'm going to keep the money in the U.S. Yeah. We need to keep the money in the U.S. And I think that's or like the stock market bailout. I think he's going to tell those people no, we're not going to bail you out. My
thing about him is, here's when I'm going to know he's a true G. I'm going to know he's a real, like he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest if he says no to Israel. If he can say no to making payments to Israel, because, the United States government makes payments to Israel. We don't even know why we're giving them money. I mean, we give them literally billions of dollars every year, which is, out of just the generosity of our heart. People don't even know that. We give this country billions of dollars. Now, we give countries a lot of money for, maybe for protection, economic, thing. But when it comes to Israel, this is a country that's already sitting on billions, right? Sitting on billions of dollars. Many of the people who are Israeli or consider themselves Israelians or what are Jews, they have billions of dollars. And again, I'm not being anti-Semitic. I'm just being real. This is a country that already has a significant amount of wealth, but we're giving them money, right, for God knows what. And if he stands up to them, that's going to be a really interesting thing. And I want to see how Trump plays that card, because I want to see if he's really who he says he is. And he says, you know what, we need this for our country right now. We need this $2 billion or this $5 billion for education. We need it for American roads and schools and, all that. I want to see what he does with that. I really do. Because if he's the real G he says he is, then he's going to say no. But if he is going in there hobnobbing, smiling, then I know he's just another Bilderberger. he's just another Bilderberger who talks a good game and ain't about shit.
Right, and I hope he keeps his transparency, man. I mean, I like the fact that for him to go in there and tell the people, look, this is how they really doing it up in here, and we ain't about to take this. If he goes in there, I mean, I felt like Obama was trying to say the same thing when he went into the office, and then he slowly kind of not got out of the news. He's like he was. You seen him a whole lot at the beginning, but you slowly I think he was spending too much time in the news, and I think Trump is going to be the same way. Is that he may start at the beginning, but he's going to kind of scale back, because he's going to say something goofy, and all of a sudden he might cause a war or whatever the case may be. Because I think Obama got in trouble when he called the white policeman for I get the first incident about
the professor or whatever, where they had that little coffee and tea or whatever. That was just that was a minuscule thing that I think Obama, I think he overplayed his card, and that's the reason why he did that, and that's what he shouldn't have played his political capital that way, because after that, then when the Trayvon Martin situation happened and stuff, he couldn't really get involved like he wanted to because of that whole police situation with the professor and all that. He had already used up his political capital when it comes to the conversation of race. Yeah.
Talking about let's all get along,
let's have he wasted. Yeah, it was just a real situation where you had a boule black professor who doesn't do anything for black people for the most part. He got in a situation where he got checked for being black in a white neighborhood. I mean, let's be honest. He and he got his black card checked. And now all of a sudden he's like, oh, they profiled me. I'm black, Professor. I forgot his name, Professor something like that. But this is a guy who, he's a big time coon, man, big time coon, and it's just so sad that Obama wasted his time with that. But it is what it is.
So good, man. Well, thanks for having me. I'm about to go back downstairs. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my laptop with me, so I'm kind of limited on viewing the show, but I do want to say this. Shouts out to T-Mobile, man, because T-Mobile gives you free call, free LTE service, and while you're here, for like $10 more. So I'm using the LTE service, and hell, I remember when I first started dating, it used to cost me I had to go to the dang gas station to get calling cards because. I couldn't afford to call up here because it was like $1 a minute.
Shit.
So you remember back in the day? I don't know. Did your parents have the old the cell phone with the battery pack on it, the big old battery pack? You remember those?
Yeah, I remember them. But my parents didn't. No, they didn't have the money for those at the time. But I remember those. The little, almost like the car phones, almost with the big ass antennas. Yeah, I remember those.
Well, no. It looked. It had a pouch, so it had the phone. My mom had one, man. It was and you probably had to find one. It's a phone in a pouch, and because it had a big old 12-volt battery, like a car battery you hauling around.
Shit. No, I don't remember anything like that. Sound like something like Vietnam damn cell phone or some shit like that.
Cool. Go look on Google and look up the phone with the cell phone with the battery pouch. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about here, man?
Let me see here. I'm gonna go to Google.
Phone with battery. Let me see. Pouch. Yeah, I'm getting all the new stuff. They're showing me a whole bunch of that.
Let's see, old phone, old cell phone. I forgot you're young, man.
First cell phone, something about that. Hold on.
I think I got it right here. Here, let me. Yeah, it's right here. Let me put the link up in there. Oof. Let me see. Is it gonna let me post this or what? If you type in vintage brick cell phone, that's what it's called. Vintage brick cell phones.
Vintage brick cell phone.
Oh my gosh! I ain't gonna. Oh man.
Hold on, I'm seeing something that might look like what you're talking about here.
Big ass battery.
Is it what this guy's having in his hand right now? Well, you can't even see. Can you see the screen? Not really.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean it hasn't came up yet. I don't see the
Okay.
picture yet.
You should see it in just a second.
No, that ain't it, man. Come on.
That ain't?
If you no, it's a if you type in if you go to old cell phone with battery pouch in Google, you'll see a picture on the left side that has a phone with a bag on it. If you scroll down.
Battery pouch.
I think somebody posted one in there. I think Joe Flores posted the photo. Let me see.
Let me see. I can't follow the rest of the link. Let me.
Here, okay. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Travis posted it.
Oh, there we go. Oh shit.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's an old ass phone. There we go.
my mom used to get on me because it was like 40 cents a minute. I used to try to call my friends over in California, like, hey, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? I used to wait to nights and weekends because I think it was a penny a minute.
Damn. Okay.
Oh man, I used to walk around with that thing like it was cool. Okay, I used to walk up the street like I was on the phone.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't believe you ain't never seen that.
No, I've never seen that phone before, dude. I've never seen it.
But speaking of old stuff, man, Nintendo is actually on today, November 11th. They're coming out with the Nintendo. You can get 30 games on it, and the flashback series, and then actually you can plug into the HDMI.
My thing is like, who wants to play those games still? Like, when I play those old Nintendo games, dude, I can't. I almost think like it is. I just can't go back to them, man. It's just so slow, and the graphics are terrible, and you want to do some moves that the characters can't even do, and you know, it's just. You see all the bugs in it and shit. I'm just like,
right.
Just like,
hey, let me ask you something. And you played Mario Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Now you ever play with your boy and as he's jumping over the hole, you hit pause, and then when you unpause, he just falls straight down. I don't know if you ever done that before.
Mm-mm.
So basically, it was like a little glitch to it where if somebody jumps over a hole, because you know the Nintendo back then, and you know those games. I guess the way
programming
they were coded
was horrible. Yeah, the programming was horrible in most of it. I mean, like when you play Tecmo Bowl, if you play Tecmo with Bo Jackson, all you have to do is run sideways. I mean, like seriously, I was running for like 400 yards a game with Bo Jackson. It was ridiculous, man.
Man, there was a code. I don't know if you remember that code with Tecmo Bowl where you put it in and they can run down the field real fast. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I'm sure I used it all. But again, like Bo Jackson was unstoppable in that game. I mean, all you had to use is Bo Jackson, give him the ball, run sideways, break through the tackles, and you were gone, man. All day, every day with Bo Jackson. You know.
I remember one time my mom bought the track and field pad. You remember the track and field?
Oh man, that should make your toes hurt and everything because you just playing with your toes. I mean, sometimes I get on my hands and just bang the damn with my feet, with my fist.
So one time when my mom bought it for me, we lived in an apartment. It was on the top floor, and it was Christmas time. Next thing you know, we had the police knocking at the door because I was, as a kid, we playing video games for 10, 12 hours a day.
Yeah, all the way in the morning. I mean, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Past that sometimes, shit.
Can you just imagine hearing that thumping all upstairs all day long? You got to go to work and you got some kids. Oh man. So, anyways, man, I had to do a little flashback moment. Yeah, man, those cell phones. I remember one time I think I rang up $1,500 by accident because I left the phone on. I think I called some number. I don't know. It was something crazy, but our friends used to love calling those hotlines back in the day. Those friend hotlines. I don't know if you ever had those.
Yeah. I mean, we used to play on the phone too. I mean, at that time, I don't remember what you guys had, but we had Vibe Line, which I heard still exists. So we had Vibe Line, you know what I'm saying? So we would play with the hoes on Vibe Line and, you know what I'm saying, pretend like we were coming over and shit like that. And
Oh
you know,
yes, I think that was it. And then with the vibe, you'd be getting some people like we're going to have a real sexy voice, and
yeah, yeah.
and come to find out she looked like Big Wheezy.
Well, yeah, I don't ever remember. I never met a girl off Vibe Line, but I remember all the hoes before Backpage. The hoes were on Vibe Line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember the older cats. That's where they. If you wanted to get laid, before Backpage and stuff like that, it was Vibe Line. You would call up Vibe Line, and all the hoes would be on Vibe Line. And then all of a sudden you set up a date, and next thing you know, dude would come back and be like, yeah, bang this girl,
Let me ask you something. Do you think you can do that today, in today's time, without actually seeing a photo? Do you think you can actually have a conversation with somebody over their phone and not actually see what they look like?
I mean, yeah, because, look, at the end of the day, as a man, you're still visual, so... if she's got a sexy voice and she's telling you, yeah, I got big tits, I got a big fat ass, and I got some big old juicy lips, then you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna come see her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, if she can create the picture for you, shit, you're gonna go over there. Motherfuckers will drive 4 or 5 hours. I mean, we've seen those shows where they'll book guys who travel days to bang chicks, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, if that person can create a picture for that guy, sure enough, they're guys who still, drive hours to meet girls online that they've, probably never seen a picture of, man.
Right.
Only see them in the fucking chat room.
Right. Remember back in the day, the word thick used to be real popular, and some women call themselves thick.
Yeah, they still do. Thick. I mean, that's the new word now, though. The new word came back. The word thick. Oh yeah, I'm a thick girl. I'm so thick. Oh, blah blah blah. It's came back. This last year, the word thick, because I don't remember thick in like 2014. I just remember it really towards like last summer. It started really popping. The word thick again started coming out of nowhere.
I had so many bad experiences back in the day. I used to ask them, what you mean by thick? Well, I mean, how do you define thick?
Yeah.
What do you, and then they don't never want to tell you their weight.
Oh, no,
you want to ask them.
I mean,
you want to ask them what's your height and weight.
Yeah, it's just a big girl with sometimes, most of the time it's either a big girl with a big ass butt, but she's got a big ass gut. Or she's got like some really huge, big mama titties, and she'll just say, "Oh, I'm thick" or something like that. There's a lot of fat girls who try to get away with the thick thing. But yeah,
that's why I never fell in love with thick, man. I think I had too many bad experiences. I was like, you know what? If I can't lift it, I can't be with it.
Yeah,
that's my theory for the night, man. And have a good night, bro.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
All right, have a good night. Thanks,
yes, indeed. That's Mr. Lloyd, ladies and gentlemen. That is Mr. Lloyd. Always a good call with Mr. Lloyd calls. Always a good call. All right. Always a good call with Mr. Lloyd. And, just reminiscing back in the day, man, and, talking about the video games. Speaking of video games, man, man, GoldenEye 007, dude. I used to play that till like 4 o'clock in the morning, dude. GoldenEye. I can still hear all the theme songs to GoldenEye, like the level songs. I mean, every part of that game. I mean, the music was off the chart. The graphics were off the chart. Especially if you had like a group of people, you had the little submachine guns and shit. Man, that was lit, dude. That was lit. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the chat lines. I don't even know if the chat lines are popular anymore, but some people used to do the chat lines. But there's no reason to do the chat lines now with all, you got Plenty of Fish and you got Tinder. The girls on Tinder are just waiting for you to, If you're a shark type dude, those girls on Tinder are nothing. They're waiting for you to get laid, dude. That's the biggest misconception ever, is that these girls on these, websites like Plenty of Fish and Tinder don't want to get laid. They're there because they want to get laid. These girls don't want to, some of them may want an honest relationship, but at the end of the day, most of them are on there because they want to meet an animal, a guy who's going to be like, I want you, I want to come pick you up, take you out to eat, and then charm you enough to where you're going to be cool about coming over to my place and let me fuck the shit out of you. I don't know. I just wanted to keep it 100 for you guys for a second. Yes, indeed. So, Shaw 1990, Sour, he wants to go back to stocks. Sarah, S-A-R-A, I think you hold, man. I think you hold, because this stability at 26 cents says that the investors are still think there's some value here. But I would love to see what the company starts to say moving forward, man. What are they going to be doing now that they're out of bankruptcy, and moving forward? What is their business? We understand that they are an oil and gas play, but what is the business about now? So I would really be paying attention to what they say about that. And don't wait for them to say something. These companies have investment relations departments. Give that motherfucker a call and say, hey, what are you guys doing? What's going on with the business? Moving forward, what do you have? They are happy to email you back, and they actually email you back quite quickly. What's going on, Sinclair? What's going on, Sinclair? Well, I didn't say they have no business. I never said that they have any business. We had a gentleman in the chat room called Bill Betts who said that they had no business. I didn't say that. I don't believe that they don't have any business, but I wanted Bill to call in and let me know what exactly was going on with it, but I haven't seen him in the chat room in a minute. I saw him earlier, about an hour ago, but I'm not sure. Yes, indeed. What was the name of that site where you find the Instagram girls doing the dirty? Oh, yeah, it was called, that website, Tag the Sponsor. Tag the Sponsor, that's what it's called. Tag the Sponsor. We talked about that last Friday, where it's a bunch of guys who try and convince these models on Instagram who are always showing their oh, look at my lifestyle. All I do is take sexy pictures all day, where we know there really are whores that sell themselves. These girls, they're not taking pictures just for their fun. They're taking pictures. Instagram is the new back page. A lot of these guys don't know that. They think these girls are just taking pictures of their ass and their titties for fun. Instagram is the new back page for wealthy men to be able to find and contact attractive women for dates and for sex. You know what I'm saying? For sex. And I'm no hating. I'm not hating at all, man. I'm not hating at all, because I'm saying, like, look, if that's your thing, and sure enough, I'll be the first one to tell you, if I saw money that way, or if I had money that way where I can throw away $5,000 for some of these girls, I would. Some of these girls are really, really fucking hot. 313, what's up?
Hey.
313, what's up? All right, some fucking clown. You're out of here. But yeah, some of these girls are freaking hot, man. You would never marry them. You'd never marry them, right? You won't marry some of these girls. All right, these aren't girls you take home to mom, right? But they're fucking hot, dude. Some of these girls are fucking hot. Some of these girls are freaking hot, man. Let me show you one girl that my buddy was trying to smack some game on. Let me see if she's if I can get a safe pick, because you guys know this is Friday. We like to hang out, and one of my homies, Enrique was trying to mac on this chick, and this girl looks like a fucking supermodel, dude. Like, and she's actually, I don't know where she lives, but she's like, oh well, yeah, I travel, and yeah, if you can bring me, you know, it you know, like, she costs money. You know, these girls actually, like, will come and see you if you got the money. And she's fucking hot. I mean, she's not like the body. He's all into the visual type shit. You know. Let me show you. Let me see here. And she's hot, man. She's like freaking gorgeous. And her Instagram is the real Carla J. The real Carla J. Let me see here. Is that her? Yeah, the real Carla J. She's really hot, dude. She's a hot chick. You know what I'm saying? She looks like fucking one of the Kardashians. And the real Carla J. Really popular. Yeah, she's a fine ass bitch. That's her Instagram right there. The real Carla J. She's a hot ass fucking chick. You know, and wears a lot of makeup, but she's good underneath the makeup too, though. She's good underneath makeup. Nice little body, all about her face and stuff, you know. You know. She's the type of chick, like, you know, it's this nice body. You know, she's got a nice little tight body. You know, obviously if you're into like big boobs or a huge ass, she's probably not your type. But, you know, you just like a girl who looks good on your arm, that might be your cup of tea. 901, you're on the air. What's up?
Hello?
Man, if you don't get your bitch ass
okay.
out of my damn...
Why are you even calling me?
Fucking kick!
Perfect.
All right. Gotta get them out of here. And, yeah, gotta get a little Street Fighter in there. Shout out to the Street Fighter. But, yeah, man, and you know, hot chick. A lot of hot girls on Instagram, though, man. I'll be the first one to tell you. Sometimes, you know, when you got nothing to do, you're kind of bored, you take out your phone, start flipping through your phone, you know what I'm saying, looking at some of these hot women, you know, nice body, big lips, big tits. You know, you start thinking some things like, man, she's, damn, you know, girl is banging, dude. She's hot. She's fucking hot, dude. You know, I would do some things to her. You know? I would do some things to her. I wish there was a website where I can pull up some, oh yeah, man. Look, these women, when you start making money, and that's the thing about, I guess I'm blessed I'm a black dude, because it's harder. I think as a white dude, it's harder because, man, white women are about their money. You know what I'm saying? White women, you know, they put a lot of value into a man who's got wealth and status. I'm not saying that black women don't, but I know it's very important to white women, especially beautiful white women, that the man that they sleep with is a guy who's got cash, and, you know, other women like him, other guys like him. And recently, I know there's been like this push where like you can kind of like be a pickup artist, and it doesn't matter if you have money or not, you can play. Let me tell you something, that works for a little bit, but for many of the girls, like hot girls, I'm talking really hot chicks, you know, you can't really, at the end of the day, you can't play them like that. You really got to be able to pull up in that 750, you know what I'm saying? And like, shorty, I got it going on, and I'm that dude, and you got to fuck with me. And guess what? You got to suck my dick, because all these other women out here want to suck my dick. And guess what? She knows that, and she's going to suck your dick because you got money, you got a nice car, and you're fucking cool. having money, you know what I'm saying, does help. I don't care what anybody says. When I look at my dating life before I started trading stocks and before I started making videos all over YouTube, it was horrible in comparison to where now, and I've said this on a couple shows, you know, baby, look, just Google me, the small cap millionaire, baby, I'm about that. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, in the African American community, the 1%, right? The top 1% in the African American community, and I've said this over, the top 1% is $95,000 a year. That's the top 1%. $95,000 a year. All right? That if you make $95,000 a year, you can afford some nice things, nice car, nice home, right? Depending on where you live. Obviously, New York City, you're pretty much, you know, lower middle class. But in any reasonable American community out there, you got a decent home, you know, and you're living a life. You're living a life. And you can catch shorties all day on that kind of money. Most of these ballers in the hood, all right, most of those guys are about 95 to about 150. They're not like, you know, they're rich for their neighborhoods, but they're not rich than a white dude, you know what I'm saying, you know, making some real paper. I think there are people in the chat room who get what I'm saying, and you know, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. They're rich for their neighborhood, but they're not really wealthy. So you can ball in the hood on $100,000 a year. You the man. $100,000 a year, you that nigga, dude. You know, you can go to the club and throw up 2 racks. People look at you like, damn, this dude's really got it. He just threw up $2,000. That guy, you know, across the hall, you know what I'm saying? He's made $2,000 all month. That's all he made all month. You know, you probably made that in what, half a week? So, yeah, you that man. You that man. So my point is that you know, women are attracted to money. Women are attracted to money, and you know, I understand that a lot of you guys are not trading stocks, you know, just to be able to live comfortably. Some of you guys you want to be rich so you can fuck chicks. You want to be rich so you can bang chicks. Like, let's just, you know, keep it honest, man. We're all men here for the most part. You want to be able to fly around the world, bang chicks, right? I remember when I first started making videos, I got this guy who's like, yeah, man, I'm in Thailand. I'm like, what the fuck you doing in Thailand? It was like this older guy. He's like, yeah, man, I'm retired. He was retired from some company, and he lives in Thailand. And he's like, man, I just bang chicks all day. That's all I do. I'm like, the fuck? But that's been his dream. That's been what he wanted to do. You know, I think he was divorced or something like that. And, you know, that's basically what he was doing. You know? Some of these guys just want to be able to live the life of you know, of luxury, and that's the life of luxury for a man, being able to, you know, enjoy the pleasures of women. And again, what I'm saying isn't necessarily popular to, you know, if a group of women were in here, I wouldn't be talking like this, but I know 95% of my audience are males. I do understand that for the most part, you know, I'm not here to necessarily objectify women, but I do know that there is a part of the male species, the male, you know, ideology, right, that does see their wealth as a way to be able to abuse that money to, I can have her, I can have her, I can have her, and I can have her. You know? Oh, yeah, I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that. Pickup artists. You see, that's the thing about the pickup. See, the pickup game, I don't know. Because at the end of the day, man, the pickup game is cool. And I can understand, like, it could help do with confidence issues, right? If you're confidence issues, you know, you have a hard time speaking in front of people. You know what I'm saying? You have a hard time, like, really presenting yourself and shit like that. But I don't really have those issues. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's about, okay, I want a really, really hot chick, and she's depending on where she comes from, all right, and the type of guy she's already met, she's going to want somebody who can, like, start doing some real things for her. You know what I'm saying? And that's my problem, is that I want, that really, really super hot chick. And again, I don't want to marry her. Don't want to do anything like that. I just want to be able to ball on her a little bit and enjoy that, and boom, keep it moving. Yes, indeed. I know most of y'all ain't really trying to marry these women. Yeah, no, it's not. Again, I would never be that dude to talk about pay for some ass. It's not about paying for ass. It's about the fact that I could put it out there. Even it don't matter. It's not even paying to me, because paying is like, if you say you paying it for it because it's like you earned it to spend it on her. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes don't look at it like paying, because it's not even like no real money to them. You feel me? It's money to her, but to them, it's not really no, like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Like, I'm I mean, y'all feel me? Will y'all get what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I hope I'm not losing some people in here. But I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. You said go MGTOW. I never understood that MGTOW thing, man. I don't understand that MGTOW thing. Look, for you guys who don't know what MGTOW thing, it's a group of men who have decided that men going their own way. So basically ignoring women. And I don't see how do you ignore women, dude? How do you ignore women? Like, I cannot ignore women, because, you know what I'm saying, when I'm at Walmart and I seen, somebody with a big old booty, I can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing somebody who's like gorgeous model type at the mall, pretty, and I can't ignore that, dude. I can't ignore that. Unknown number. I think this is Sinclair. What's up?
Yeah. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Doing good. What's good with you, bro?
Good, man. I just want to top down on the subject, man. Thanks for taking my call. Man, I don't know, man. When you talk about, it's not. Let me help you break it down, man. It's not that you're paying for the ass. But to a certain extent, it is like you're paying for the ass. What cats got to understand, I don't know if this comes with maturity or if it comes with just being in the field more. When you take your ass to the mall to get those pair of Jordans, and that girl inside that damn store say, and you ask that woman, which pair you like better? She say, you let her know you got it. That's a form of paying for it. That when you let her know you got that $200, and she say, you know what, baby, I like the yellow ones better. He's like, you don't like the red ones? No, I like the yellow ones because that's different. All right, let me get both pairs. You see what I'm saying? You learn to know that you got it like that. That's what hip-hop is based on. Like, it's based on the flash, the gold, the diamonds, the Rock Hill when he had the gold doodle chains. I mean, we from Africa, baby. The lions with the biggest fur, they eat the most. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like you say, oh, baby, I'll pay you for money, even though you got dudes that do that.
Sure.
And dudes that's like that, and dudes that's on Wall Street. But when a woman see that you look like you could take care of yourself and she ain't got to take care of you, that's attractive. You know what I'm saying? It's just like these stocks. You got options. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't necessarily, it ain't like you paying for it. You paying for it indirectly. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could pay for it on different levels. Some bitches, it's a Happy Meal.
Right.
But some bitches, they want to see the life insurance. They want to see the health care. They want to see the house. They want to see the houses. They want to see the cars. Then they want to deduct to see if you got any child support. They doing the numbers. And now those are chicks that go to Harvard.
Right.
Or those are chicks that they dad told them, if you get played, you're gonna get played by a rich motherfucker. You ain't gonna get played by no broke motherfucker that ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
So that's why I tell people that all the time. I say, listen, if you're gonna go out there and make mistakes, at least make a mistake with a motherfucker that got some money. That's what I tell any woman. I say, because you're gonna bump your head, but one mistake I don't want you to make, and this goes for the men too. Don't go out there and bump your head on no broke bitch.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because then you lose it twice.
Right.
That's too. You know what I'm saying? So if you go, just like you said, Sal, you say, hey, and we talked about this before. Man, look, you tell one of these chicks, baby, just go. You know what? If you don't know who I am, baby, you just ain't into the money. Like I said before, just go to the website, you see what I'm about. I ain't got to talk about it no more.
Right.
Then you wear your t-shirt up in that motherfucker. That's like, what you? That's my business, baby. I tried to tell you, but I guess you don't know a good thing when you see it. Now I'm not attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and stick with those Cupids and Jacobians, and I'll be that real motherfucking diamond. You dig?
Right.
And keep walking. And so that's all I'm saying, man. When you got that gift of gab, that's one thing. But like you were saying earlier, that should take you only so far. But when they see you dropping your kid off at private school and they see that you're about your business, that's attractive because don't know real woman, not those little girls, that's cool. Mm-hmm. But a woman that's confident, she want a motherfucker that got something to bring to the table. Yeah. Now that's just called growth. You dig what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I feel you.
I got. So I'm saying it to say that I understand what you're saying, bro.
Mm.
I mean,
I'm gonna put up this white girl. The white guys love this girl. I don't remember her Instagram, but white dudes love this chick. I think she got like 2 million people on Instagram. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, I gotta be with a woman that understands some business. Somebody that I can show a stock trend with and say, okay, that's why you sell right there. That's why you buy right there. So, that's all I'm saying, man. You know, your best investment would be the person that you're sleeping with. It's not the real estate. It's not the stock. Because a girl will take you up, a girl will take you down, just like a dude. The dude to take your ass down, he'll bring your ass up. So invest real good inside those relationships. Until next time, baby, I just want to call and, tell you that I feel what you're saying, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the call, man.
It's on, brother.
There it is, man. That's Sinclair. And always a good call when Sinclair calls, man. Always a good call. And, like I said, man, this is Friday. We just chopping it up. And, of course, women is a big part of a man's life. You know what I'm saying? Women are a big part. And sometimes I sit back and I think about the different women. And as men, if you can really sit back sometimes and think about it, every woman that you've probably been with, 9 times out of 10, if you wanted to keep it with her, literally stay with her forever, you probably could. You probably could, because for the most part, most women, it's up to the guy when the relationship is technically over. You could have made some decisions to, maybe work a little bit more for her or do a little bit more to keep it going. But for the most part, you got tired of her, you got bored, or you saw something else. You saw another girl, that you liked, and, you went and you kept it moving. You kept it pushing. You kept it pushing. And, I'm going to put that white girl on one of my little pictures because, when I put the white girls on my pictures and my videos, oh, man, they love clicking on that. Oh, they love clicking on the video. I'm gonna probably put one of her pics up there. But they're hot chicks, man. A lot of these girls are hot. And these are all Instagram chicks, man. These are all girls on Instagram, dude. These are all girls off Instagram. Let me see. I'm find another little hot chick I know the white boys love. Let me see here. I know y'all love them. All American. nice waist, big tits. Pretty face, yeah, pretty face, nice waist, big tits. What's up? You're on the air.
Yeah, what's the deal, man? It's the boy LK.
Hey,
Yo,
LK
call me
Rob,
on-
what's good, man? What's good?
Oh, man, shit, man. I'm still trying to bounce back from Apple, man. Just put it overtime like a mug.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But, you know, I don't really got any stocks to really talk about. Somebody showed me a weed stock earlier. I think I posted in the chat. I'm trying to listen in at work, but, you know, I don't know if you talked about it or not. So, shit is what it is. But, I'm going to keep this short, man. You know, I told y'all Trump was going to win, man, or he could win anyway.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you know, the Democrats ran. The Democrats ran somebody who was not inspiring to their base, and you know, the base didn't show up, man. It's as simple as that. The base didn't show up.
Exactly, man. She was weak, man. She was weak in the debate.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this chunk about to get ran through. It should have me running against this lady, man. I would have did like Obama did a few years back once. So I got all the votes. But yeah, man, Trump are there grabbing people by the pussy and shit, and he still won, man. I'm like, whoa.
He got most of the female vote, man, and you know, just low key, you know, but it's so crazy because as I was watching Hillary and her speech, I was low key kind of feeling bad for her, man, because I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, she did make a contribution to the country, and you know, I appreciate her years of service, but man, it was sad to see her go down like that. But it is what it is, man.
I don't know, man. I was happy to see her go down. I mean, personally,
yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Because I didn't forget what she did with on 3 strike laws.
Yeah.
I still got a grudge against that. What she did to Haiti, Somalia, Rwanda.
Yeah.
Man, she got a part of all that. I'm like, man, I can't vote for this lady knowing what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she's a shady lady hiding emails. I'm like, man, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
I don't like Bill Clinton either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I got a grudge against all of them.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But Trump, like, when I was in the voters pool, I'm like, you know what, man, I might go in and vote for Trump. That's what I'm thinking the whole time. I like the chaos. I'm like, man, they say, you know, I ain't gonna do it. I can't betray everybody. I just wrote my own name in there.
Right.
and then I voted yes on the weed thing and no on anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
I was like Colin Kaepernick out there.
What state do
I'm
you live
in Florida, man.
Florida,
I'm in Florida.
Okay.
And you know we passed it. I think you in Florida too, right?
Well, temporarily. I mean, I'm there once in a while. Yeah, I'm in there like once in a while in Pensacola. But now, was the Florida thing? Because I didn't even really read about the Florida. I was more into the California one. But the Florida, is that recreational or just medical?
For use, man. I guess medical.
I think it's medical.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't really read it. They just had like marijuana. I read through a little bit. I want to just vote yes for this. Yeah. I kind of like this law. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I know y'all talk about like hoes and shit, and man, like I really didn't get to listen to it. I caught the end of it. But every time y'all start talking to women, I'm going to leave y'all with this. You all be talking about people like fat women. I just want to put a clarification on the air.
Okay.
When I talk about fat women, I mean like big tits, a small waist, and a fat ass.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying?
So you
that's
like,
the type of woman I like.
You like bigger women like that? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I like women with a big tits, a small waist. Let me emphasize small waist and a fat ass.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
I'm saying I don't really like them chubby chubbies. The only chubby chubbies I like is the one that I made chubby.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? If you know underdig what I'm trying to say there.
No, I understand. Yeah, I feel you. All the way. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't got nothing much to talk about. I'm just gibbering, man. I just came off of work, man. Shit, I don't got no stocks right now. I'm just working overtime to bounce back.
I hear you, man.
And 4 hours tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning, though. I'm like a slave out there.
There it is.
Trying to get that money.
There it is.
All right, man. But anyway, I like to call it on Fridays, man. So I'm gonna let you continue on.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. Yes, indeed. Appreciate the call. And yeah, man. I mean, look, you know, it's just Friday. We having a good time. Yeah, those are some hot chicks on the screen right there, man. That's some of the guys that, you know. I mean, seriously, if a girl like that walk in a room, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You know, pay her some attention. You know, pay her some special attention, homie. You know? Now, this is a bad chick right here. She's hot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even into white girls like that. I don't even know if she's white or Hispanic or what. She's a hot chick, man. That's a hot chick right there. Is anybody into Asian women? Anybody into Asian women? You know, anybody into Asian women? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I've met like a hot Asian chick before, though. You know, I haven't really met a hot Asian chick. Well, let me see. Have I met? I think when I was like really young, I met a hot Asian chick. She was older, though. I was like a kid. But I don't think like since her, because I remember her because she was like really like gorgeous. But I don't know if I've met like a hot like Asian chick. Because that's the thing about Asian chicks is that they can be like, they're either like hot or they're just like, ugh, you know? You know what I'm saying? They're either like hot or they're like, eh. And most of all that I've met are, eh. You know, for the most part. I'm trying to look for a picture of a hot Asian chick. You know, with a nice body that, you know, we would appreciate. Because, you know, in Asia, they like them like flat and everything. They like them with like nothing. No tits, no ass. They like them like really, really. And again, I might be, you know, creating a stereotype there. But for the most part, that's kind of true. I mean, they like them very like almost masculine like, you know. Almost masculine like. And if they do have like really big tits or something like that, then they're like regulated to like, oh, you're a porn star or you're like, you know, because in Asia and stuff like, if you got like big breasts or something like that, you're like, you know, you're a freak. You're like a freak of nature. You're like a freak of nature over there. And I wish I could find this girl's, because I've been seeing pictures of her, but I can't find her. Like, motherfuckers keep retweeting or regramming her pics. But I hate when they, like, regram a chick and they don't, like, tag the girl in the picture. They don't tag the girl in the picture. I can't stand when they do that. Like, I feel like if you're going to repost a girl, tag her, dude. Like, how can you take, like, this really hot chick's pic and then not even bother to tag her in it? So if we see it, we want to like it. We want to follow the chick, man. Don't you? I mean, can't you guys? I can't stand that shit. It drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely nuts. But yeah, this Asian chick right here, she got a stupid little bubble on her. And if I can find her damn Instagram, she got a little bubble. You know what I mean? It's a little bubble. You know, she got a little bubble. Thank you, Bill Betts, for that. They kept non-producing assets. Okay, so Sarah, he talks about that they had quite a few liens that were discharged on SARA. But they've got some non-producing assets. All right, so they've got some non-producing oil and gas assets. But obviously, a lot's got to be learned about the company. Okay. Yeah, she's got that stupid little bubble. Yeah, she's got that little bubble. And one of my homies from Ghana, he was in the Navy. He got stationed out in South Korea. And this dude, he got stationed in Japan. This dude had a baby with a Japanese woman. All right, this dude had a baby with a Japanese woman. You know what this dude did? This girl's family freaking disowned her, dude. This girl's family, right? So he got the girl pregnant. This was like 2012. The girl got pregnant. This girl's family disowned her because she got pregnant by a black man. Because they, Asia, you want to talk about like race and stuff like that? Asians are on it, man. They are on it when it comes to race. Like, they are not really into intermixing at all. If they do, they'll go white. Particularly wealthy white. So you just can't be any kind of white dude. You just got to be a white dude who's of some type of status, right? Some type of status. So high education and whatnot. But anyway, they disowned her. So he lived in Alabama. Sure enough, this girl comes back with him. He leaves the Navy. He decides to use his GI Bill, goes to college. And this girl moves to Alabama. Japanese girl, speaks decent English. They're raising this baby, whatever, together. Living with the guy's mom for a little bit. Eventually, the GI Bill kicks in. They eventually get their own place. But I don't know what happened. I didn't really, dig deep into it. But eventually, she decided to fucking go home. And guess what? She took the boy with him. And now her son and him and her are in Japan. Man. And now he's, going through that issue, trying to be a father from another damn country, bro. So that's one thing about messing with these women from foreign countries, man. You got to be 100 that she's down, man, Is she down with you to, 100, bro? Is she down 100 to keep it, if she chews up on you, is she good forever? Make sure she's good forever. But I think that was a situation where they weren't really, 100 with each other. But I'm still looking for a Asian chick. I haven't seen a 423. You're on the air.
Yeah, what's up, Sal? This is Jay Wallace, man.
Hey, Jay Wallace, what's good with you, man?
Man, I gotta say this, man. Now, what's up, man? With all, dude, I ain't gonna lie. I like natural tits, man.
Okay.
I'm still kind of like a. Of course, we all like big. We know most of us like big tits.
Okay.
But man, I'm kind of a natural tit dude, man. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever sucked on some fake tits before, Tal?
I have never sucked on a pair of fake titties before, man. And fake titties. And, I don't know if I could do the fake titty thing, man. But, I've never posted. I don't think I've ever posted a girl with fake titties. But, I mean, do fake titties bother you?
Man, it ain't that. It's just, man, I'm just more attracted to a woman, man, with natural I mean, I have sucked on some beautiful natural titties in my day. Uh-huh. And I'm just like, man, the fake titties, I don't know, man, it's like you being fucking fake. It's like you got fake titties, you got, and some of these girls had these fake asses, man, or whatever, fake hair. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't know. It's like I kind of get turned off a little bit by fake titties and all that kind of shit. But I don't know, man. I'm like, some people are obsessed with titties, man. They don't care if they fake or whatever. I'm like, shit. I kind of still, admire God's natural given tits, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think the fake tit thing is kind of going played out, and most of the girls, most of the girls, women anyway, I see with like those big fake tits, they tend to be like porn stars from like the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, seriously, like I haven't seen like a young girl with like big fake tits. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a really young, girl with really big fake tits. Most of them is like an older woman, like maybe early 40s, mid 40s. So she's still got the whole like early 90s thing when fake tits were like really, really in.
Another thing too about the fake tit thing, man. Of course, it seems like white guys they really they love fake tits, man. But I haven't really talked to too many black guys who just brag and just admire and obsessed with fake tits.
Yeah.
Do you think, what you think is up with that, man? Like, or is your experience different? Like, did you find, okay, well, there's a lot of black guys that love, big fake ass tits too. Yeah. So what's your take on that, man?
Look, it's just, again, I'm not sure where, white men do love breasts. I mean, they just, and I not sure where it comes from, for the most part. And that's not to say that black men don't like breasts, because I know some black men who will choose a big pair of titties over some ass any day. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part,
I'm talking about fake titties. I'm talking about like, I'm
fake.
Saying,
okay, yeah. When it comes to fake tits, yeah, they like them. And again, but it goes to the fact that they like that part of the body a lot. But I'm not sure where it comes from. I've never, really sat down and asked a white guy where does this love of, you know what I'm saying, come from? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, because I'm sure they look at it the same way. It's like, what is up with black dudes and the whole butt thing? Like, why do they love these girls with these big, huge, big old stinky butts? You know what I'm saying? Because seriously, like, I'm sure some of them like wonder, like, what is it with these, these, look at her butt cheeks, they're so fucking huge. And I've been with guys who are like, dude, her butt cheeks are huge, that's gross as fuck. But I would ask a black man, show the black man the same picture, he's like, damn, man, that's wifey right there. You know what I'm saying? It's it's like the same picture. One guy is disgusting to the other guy. He will drop the girl he's with to be with that girl in that picture. So, it's weird, man. It's weird. It's just different strokes for different folks, man.
Sal, do you prefer, like, women with big asses versus, are you an ass or a tit man?
I gotta have both, bro. I gotta have both. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have both, man?
I gotta have both. It's rare. It's rare to find. That's why I can't just walk up on no other chick. But it's rare to find. But I like the sister with both, man. And they out there. Y'all know they out there. They out there. She walk in a room and she got both. Some big old titties, wide hips, that big old butt. And, she tends to be, she's not always the smallest girl in the room. She's not the smallest. But I don't like them real big either. I've said that a lot of times on the show. I don't like no big, like heavy type chick. But they out there. You know what I'm saying? They out there. And I like a girl with both. That's the feminine, they call it the Venus physique. You know what I'm saying? And okay. Yeah, I like that. That's what I look for, man.
But shit though, man, too, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I went to high school, man, with some girls that were fine as fuck, man. They were thick or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you said, the big tits and the fat ass. But dude, when they start getting a little bit older and start having them kids and shit, dude.
Yeah.
Some of them become, pretty obese, man. That's the only thing it seems like about women that's got like the real fat titties, the perfect, beautiful titties and the fat ass. Like it's like when they start having babies, man, them titties start hitting them knees and shit, man.
Yeah.
And that ass kind of starts cellulating a little bit.
But here's the thing, man. Look, man, look, I know niggas who love that too. I mean, I know niggas who love the saggy titties, dude. Look, let me tell you something. I know dudes who love them some older black women, some women with some kids, you know what I'm saying? Women with children, women with, a little bit of fat on them. They love, oh man, that's when some dudes love on the bar. She got some kids. Oh, she got 1 or 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? They think she's the one. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because I didn't really know this when I was younger, but I remember kicking it with a guy, and he was talking to me that older women and women with children are easier. And I was like, I didn't really understand what he meant, like women with children are easier. What do you mean by that? But now as I gotten older, I do see that women with children, it's easy to get some play with them. And I haven't understood necessarily why. I don't know if it's because they feel like they have kids, they don't have to put up the barriers that a single woman plays with. You know, because sometimes a single girl, she don't have no kids, no obligation. You know, she trying to, you know, always give you a little hard chance to get to the pussy. But a woman, a woman with kids, I have noticed that a woman with children, one or two, sometimes if she's got even more than one, she don't put up as much of a like she don't really give you no problem letting you get to it, letting you hit. You know what I'm saying? Like where does that come from for you? Like has that been your experience, or do you feel?
Man, you know what? Honestly, man, it seems like, you know, women with kids, man. To an extent, man, it seems like they are a little bit a little easier. It seems like because of, you know, just I guess, you know, the self confidence, you know, as far as, you know, having kids, man, and you know, having to, you know, and then you possibly having to come in, man, and be like a, you know, like a dad, so to speak, man. So it's like they have a tendency, from my experience, for shit. But speaking of that, dude, man, what about, okay? And I'm gonna mention this real quick, man. I guess I ain't gonna keep hold you up too long, man. But
go ahead.
It's like, man, that friends, dude. I got a chick, a friend, man.
Mm-hmm.
She got a kid. It's funny we talking about this. She got a kid, but man, she got me in the fucking friend zone, dude. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What is your take on the fucking friend zone, Sal?
See, my thing is, I don't let girls put me in the friend zone, man, because I try to make it clear, like, that I'm trying to hit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes you get into the friend zone and I've noticed I've been put in the friend zone when I didn't make it clear that I wanted a sexual relationship with this woman. When I first meet a woman, if I didn't make it clear that I wanted a sexual relationship and I came off like a friend, that's all I wanted to be was a friend, then that's where I ended up in the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? When I started acting like a friend, I'm doing favors, not really giving her the mindset, okay, like if I'm doing this for you, I'm expecting some booty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? When I didn't put that out in front, that's what I want from her, that's where I ended up. I ended up in the friend zone because I was acting like a friend. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you need to really look at this girl and say, okay, am I acting like a friend to her? Am I not acting like somebody who's trying to go after them draws? Because please believe she gives it up to dudes who go after them draws. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about every time you've met a woman and you straight to that, it's because you was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? You weren't acting like no friend. You know what I'm saying? You were acting like you wanted to smash. So that's what I've noticed, is that when I act like that, that's where I end up. But when I act like I want to smash, then it's either going to be, okay, no, I'm not feeling you, or yes, I'm going to let this dude smash.
Okay, yeah, man, because I'm just like, shit, man, you know, and she always calling me to do shit, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, help her out, you know, and I guess I don't want to feel like I'm just, and that's another thing, too. It's like a psychological thing, man, because it's like, sometimes you get to a certain point with a chick, and you're like, well, shit, I want to fuck her, but I don't want to make it look like I just want to fuck.
Yeah.
And she need help. Like, you know, or you know, we supposed to be cool with each other. It's like, damn.
Oh yeah, you don't want to make things awkward, right? You don't want to make things awkward.
Yeah. But I'm like, man, she know. I'm like, you know, I want to fuck you. You tripping?
Does she? No. Does she honestly know that though? Does she honestly know that, or have you talked to her about some other girls you've been talking to?
Y'all, she know, man. She know. I mean,
see, that's the thing. Yeah, okay, so you've already talked to her about like other girls then.
Yeah, I mean, I have, you know, pretty much, you know, you talked about other girls, man. I've also, you know, tried, you know, hit, you know, with her, let her know, you know, I want, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what's crazy about
so what
this.
did she say to that then? What did she say to that? Then when you said that you wanted to, you know, mess around with her, what did she say?
She said, oh, we friends, you know, we friends.
Okay.
But you know what, though? Say this is what's crazy, though, man. Now, I think something must be wrong with this chick. Now, check this out. This chick, okay, she started going through some shit last year, right? We had been friends for a while.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but she started going through some shit last year.
Mm-hmm.
And she, you know, she would come over my house, man, and she would, you know, to talk and shit like that. Then she started spending the night. She started laying in my bed and shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
And she did this for, I guess, after the third or fourth time, I was like, okay, you know, I'm trying to make a move on this shit. So I'm trying to make moves, man, and she like, you know, I just want to, you know, I just want to kind of want the comfort of you being here with me. I don't really want to fuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, eventually, if this girl, you know, keep laying in my bed, I'm a fuck. So a month went by, 2 months went by, it said, hold on, it's fucking 3 months went by. I'm like, she coming over my house for so-called comfort, didn't want to fuck, but she wanted to lay in bed and want me to hold. I'm like, man, is something wrong with this fucking chick? Like, all my friends are like, dude, it's something wrong with that shit.
Right. No, oh man, that's such a difficult situation to be in, man. But, man, I mean, hold on, is she seeing another guy?
No, man. Every once in a while, you know, she'll like somebody sometimes. She, you know, but she's not really dating anybody.
Man, she's fucking somebody, man. Come on, you know. I already know. Come on, this, you know, that's the thing. Is like when a girl has put you in the friend zone, she tries to give you the impression that she's just out here floating around. These women are so damn sexually active. You know, that's the thing about women, man. Is they try to come off like they not fucking nobody. These girls are fucking, you know, sometimes 3-4 dudes at a time, dude. And that's the thing. Is like, because a lot of guys, let's be honest, we're doing that sometimes. And you know, if you're doing that, these women are doing that. That's the biggest thing that I think a lot of women are so good at hiding, is that we think that, you know, we're just when we come over to fuck them, that they only fucking us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she just let me come through the fuck because I'm the only guy she fucking. Trust me, she got another motherfucker that comes through when you're not there to fuck too sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, you're probably right, man. I've learned, man, you cannot, you know, you can't be naive, man.
Oh, hell no, man. These women out here, man, these women out here, they sending titty pics to multiple guys. You know, when they asking you for $30 for gas money or some shit like that, they asking 4 or 5 other dudes at the same time, man. These women know. They know.
Hey, that is so funny, man. This must be a sign, man, because she does fucking ask me sometimes for some money.
Man. So you been giving her some money for the bills?
Now, you know, I don't do the bills thing. Yeah, I don't do the bills thing. But though, every once in a while, though, man, she'll need some gas money.
Oh,
and I'll
man.
fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'll feel bad.
You giving her money and she not giving you no pussy, bro?
Dude, man, I know, Sal, man. I'm almost ashamed to tell you that shit, man. I'm ashamed to tell you that shit, man.
Oh, man, come on. In the hood, that's the rule in the black community. That's a rule between black men and women, that if I'm giving you some money, you're supposed to be giving me some pussy. That's a rule, man. So if you got a black woman that's giving you money, that you're giving money to, and she not giving you no booty, homie, that's some real sucker type shit, man. You need to.
Yeah, I know.
You need to make it very clear. You need to make it very clear to her, like, if you don't have to let me suck some titties, or you know what I'm saying. You let me suck some titties. Let me, you don't have to suck my dick or something. Man. You know what I'm saying? No, that's real talk, dude. And, I mean, that's real fucking talk. I mean, that's rule number 1 for any player, baby. Is if I'm giving you some money, I'm getting some ass. You know.
And it's crazy. I mean, I think, man, because this is the first time I think I've ever dealt with a situation like this, and maybe. Because I was asking myself, I'm like, James, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, maybe it's the chase. Like, maybe it's the thrill, or it's like, okay, you know, of her giving in or something one day. I don't know what, but I feel like I feel like a fucking A1 sucker,
let
man.
Let me ask you, is she really pretty? Is she like a pretty type chick?
Yeah, she pretty, man.
Okay.
I guess that's another reason. The only reason why
is she light skinned?
Go through this shit. Yeah, man. She's like a caramel complexion, man.
Yeah, one of those. Okay. She thick, or she got a lot of dudes looking at her and shit like that?
Yeah, I mean, she kind of got a medium build, man. You know, nice little ass. You know, she Yeah, I mean, she's straight, man. She's straight.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're trying to stay on her good side so she can come around you, and you like, you know, the vibe she makes you feel and stuff like that. But man, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, because my thing is this, man. She letting other niggas hit, and she ain't asking them for no money. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. She letting other niggas, you know what I'm saying, man. Fuck, and she not going to them for money. You know what I'm saying? She come to you for money, and you ain't getting no pussy, bro. That's rule number one. Like you know, that cannot be tolerated, man. And my thing is like, now I'm thinking, okay, how do you change your situation with her? Because you just can't come out and act like that, because then she's gonna be like, okay, he must have talked to somebody, and now he's giving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it's gonna come off. Like, okay, like he read a book or something. Like, you know. So it needs to be a transition. It needs to be a transition. You know. So it needs to be conversations around, you know, the fact that, you know, look, you know, we've been friends for a real long time, and I really appreciate your, you know, like your friendship. Obviously not that, you know, serious, but, you know, just make it conversational, make it fun, you know, but just get to a situation or to a point where the mood is comfortable enough to where you literally make a proposition, bro. And I'm going to break it down for you. You need to get her to a situation where she comes to you for some money, and then you literally say, let me hit it from the back for the money. No, I'm serious, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, you know what, like, man? I'm in trouble. No, you're right, though. You might get me fucked, though. You might get me fucked.
I'm serious, bro. That's the only way that I can see this transitioning from a situation where you giving it for free, bro. Like real talk, that's the only way I can see the transitioning happening, because it can't be like you bringing it up and saying like, look, I'm giving you money and I'm not getting, like, you can't come off like that. You can't do it. You gotta test her. It's gotta be like, okay, I'll do it. You know, I've known you so long. All right, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And then from then on, it's gonna stay like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's real talk, man. That's the only way I see this changing from a situation where you know basically being a sucker to her, to where now it's like, okay, you know, every time I see this dude and I'm getting some money from him, I know I'm gonna have to give him some head. I know I'm gonna let him, you know, have to bust in me or some shit like that, or some shit like that. Real talk, man. That's the only way. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Oh shit, that's cool. That's cool, sir. That's what's up, man. Because I was wondering. I said, because I'm thinking to myself, a lot of guys. I know we don't want to admit it, but I think most guys at some point been a fucking sucker, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I've been in your situation before, man. I've been in situations where, you know, there was a, you know, very beautiful woman, and, you know, I was giving her money because I just wanted her to be in my presence. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to talk with her. I wanted to vibe with her, but I didn't have the confidence to, you know, really kind of kick game like that to end up in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, I was smashing, because, you know, it was just a sucker type shit, you know, and it's hard to transition. You know, it's hard to transition to that, but eventually it's hard, man. But if somebody told me, like, nigga, when she come to you next time, she's desperate. Like, I'm telling you, like, she asking for like $100. Nigga, just be on some like real pimp shit. Like, all right, you gonna, okay, man, can you suck my dick or something? I mean, shit, like, you making me feel like a sucker or something. Like, at least suck my dick or something. And then she, you know, just say that and wait for her answer. You know what I'm saying? And then she might be like, oh, okay, you know, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then next thing you know, you got that kind of relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's it worked for me. That's why I'm giving it to you, man. And it is what it is.
Okay, man. I'm gonna have to try that then, man, because I don't know why. And you know another thing, man, she play. You know what, dude? She played me with that damn. Okay, her thing is, oh well, you know, I'm so tired of guys, you know, having sexual relationship with guys, and then she
that's
go
bullshit.
to church.
Man, look, man, that's all
Man,
bullshit,
all that
man.
kind of shit, man.
She
Then she
letting
throw
a
a
nigga,
scripture on me and
man.
shit.
That's the same girl that let a nigga fuck anytime he want. He come through, he fucking, man. That's the type of girl, like, man, man, these women, they try all type of little games like that, man. And I've learned, especially messing with some of these college educated black women, and I went to school with a lot of them, and they got great educations and degrees, and they the biggest damn hoes, man. They will let niggas with no job, no nothing, just come up in the house and just run trains on them. Dude, these are women with degrees, bro.
Shit.
Oh yeah,
Damn,
these are women
man.
with degrees, but
Damn.
these niggas just got the confidence to come up in a woman's face and just like, yo, it is what blah 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 blah. Spit some game, make her feel good, make her laugh. Woo woo. Next thing you know, he can't do nothing for her, but she let him smash because she puts him in a feeling, or he puts her in a certain zone mentally where she's willing to give it up like that. You know what I'm saying? And so she's letting him smash, and then after she done fucking him, she realized she got some bills to pay, and then she called you. You know what I'm saying? That's real shit, man.
Hey, what, bro? I'm gonna say this too. Like I said, I'm having fun with you. I ain't trying to hold up the lines, or whatever, man. Speaking of that, dude, one of my boys ran a train on this girl, dude. And how about he got the girl pregnant and she had the baby, dude?
Damn.
A one night stand.
But you gotta understand, they get benefits for that, though, man. A lot of these dudes thinking, these women like they when you get these girls pregnant, bro, for many black women, especially if she don't have nothing going on for herself, man, that's a ticket, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a ticket, man. You get. The wick is gonna put food in the baby's mouth, so that's not even an issue. She's gonna get the wick, all right. So she might get on that Section 8 list. It might be a couple months, it might be a year, but she gonna get on the Section 8 list. She gonna get herself an apartment. So that baby is a ticket, man. And if she might be the type of chick that might not even put you on child support, because a lot of these sisters will, but many won't. You'll be surprised. A lot of brothers ain't on child support out here. You know what I mean? They got kids with different women, but they ain't on child support because that woman, sometimes she ain't really about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? She don't want that drama. Yeah. So she'll just raise the child, and she knows she got a ticket. She knows she got some bills paid or whatever. She's going to get some money, and it is what it is. And she might struggle for a couple months, but once the baby walking, she good, just like the guy is. So, it is what it is, man.
It is, man. Well, man, can you imagine how embarrassing it is, man, to run a train on a chick and you get her pregnant?
Oh man, that's.
And I'm like, that's some. And then I'm like, man, what the fuck were you doing not wearing? Do you mean tell me you ran a train on a chick and then wear a fucking condom?
That's crazy. And this is a girl I'm guessing he probably just started messing with. Don't really know her like that. So it's one thing to get a girl.
He didn't know her at all, man.
Oh man, see that's
he didn't know her. He didn't even. Dude, he didn't know her or nothing. And he had, and him and a couple of his buddies ran a train on her, and he the one, his dumb ass the one that got, he busted up and got her pregnant.
Man.
And she had the kid, and I'm like, dude, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, man, how the hell do you, when you had this child, I'm like, how do you look at this child? It's like, damn, we ran a train on your mama, and your ass came out. Like,
damn.
Your ass came out of a damn train. Like, dude, that is the most embarrassing, dude, that is some shameful shit.
Man, it's sad. I mean, but obviously, that's something that parents always gonna keep to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna tell the child that ever. You know what I mean? But but also the child grows up realizing, my mom and dad, that child will grow up thinking, wow, my mom and dad, they're not really close like that. I have a feeling maybe they didn't really know each other, or they, the child feels that mom and dad are really not on the same level or on the same page. Now, sometimes some parents can fake it good enough to where, where we both love you, we care about you, although we don't always get along, blah, 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 we love you, and, most kids get over it. But some kids, they can sense that, like, my mom and dad don't really know each other, and I feel like I just showed up here. You know what I'm saying? Some kids feel that way, and it's traumatizing. Mm-hmm. So I hope this kid doesn't feel that way. But yeah, man, it's one thing to get a girl you've been kicking it with pregnant for a while, but a girl you don't even know, and like your first time or maybe the first couple times you get her pregnant, god dang. That's horrible.
Exactly.
Having to go around her family acting like you've been around for a minute, because that's what they do. I mean, these couples, they act like they've been dating forever, which they really know they ain't really been seeing each other that long. But they try to kick it to the family like they've been around for a minute. But
Yeah, that's some crazy shit, sound, man. But yeah, bro, I just want to, man, thanks for accepting the call. I just want to holler at you about a couple of things, man, and you know what I'm saying, man. Keep doing what you do, man. As usual, keep doing this, man. I love it, man. It's great, man.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, bro.
All right, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Fun call. But yeah, man. Oh shit. Let me flush the toilet, man, because that needs to be the last time I hear you say that you giving a girl some money and she ain't giving you no ass, man. But the relationship between black men and black women, we know better. We know better between each other. That as a black man, if you giving a black woman money, right? And that's not family, that's not like, an OG homegirl from back in the day or whatever. I mean, that's some girl you just met. She need to be giving you some ass. She need to be giving you some ass. That's law, homie. That's really. I mean, I think the fellas listening to me would agree with that's like law. I don't know a relationship that I know from friends and shit like that. A girl they was kicking it with, you helping her with some bills here and there. 9 times out of 10, she letting you hit. She letting you hit too. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Somebody was talking about the girl in the picture. Yeah, this is some Asian girl that, again, these dudes on Instagram, they don't ever tag the girl in the picture. So I don't know where this girl is, but I mean, the picture was on Instagram and Asian women, that's the thing about Asian women is like, they either going to be hot or not. I've never seen like an okay Asian girl. She's either like hot or she's not. And that's my only thing about Asian women is they don't really have the frame I'm looking for. I ain't never seen no Asian women with like some real like body like that. Maybe like, the girl in the picture, obviously she got a little bubble on her. I mean, I'm a little impressed by that. She got a little bubble. Got a little bubble on her. But I ain't really seen no Asian woman with body like that, That would capture my attention anyway. That would capture my attention. I see this picture, but this picture might be fake. Let me show y'all this one. This picture might be fake. Let me see. I'll show y'all this one. This one might be fake. But I ain't really seen, no Asian girl with body like that. Yeah, this might be fake. I don't know. This might be fake. I mean, but some girls got them weird hips like that. I know a couple sisters with them hips like that, where it's just like real wide like that. They tend to be bigger girls though. They tend to be bigger girls who got them hips like that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't, it's been wide ranging in terms of women out there, but I've always had my type, I've never messed with no Asian girl. I don't know if you guys in the chat room have. I've never really messed with no Asian girl before. Just never really been my thing, but for the brothers that I do know have, it either goes really well or it doesn't go well at all. It either goes really well or it doesn't go well at all. You know. Let me see here. Yeah, but I ain't never really seen no Asian chick, and they all got that small body. They're really like. Let me see here. This is one of them. Another instant. Although I think this looks like was probably a photo shoot. But they all have real small bodies like this. They look like you can break them in half if you're not careful. If you're not careful, you almost look like you're gonna break them. But real small, petite bodies. You know. And that's pretty much all her bra. Look like underneath that bra, all there is some nipples. I can't stand one of the, and I've been fooled before. I know you guys have messed with a girl who, you know, you thought she had some big old titties, and then the bra came off, and you're like, what the fuck is that? What the hell is that? I thought you had big ass titties. And I know every guy in here has at least had that situation once. I thought you had some big ass titties. What the fuck is that? And they're small as hell and they fit in one hand. And you thought it was gonna just be some like overflowing type, you know. Oh man, it's a whole different thing. But I'm definitely glad to be back up and running. I'm glad to be back up and running, guys. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the next week, especially the weed stocks. I know I've been up now 3.5 hours for the show. But yeah, guys, so I'm glad everything's running. The computer's running fine. So we're gonna have some discussions real quick now of what's going to be running next week. Because I really didn't get into a list for us to look at this weekend. So I want to put together a real quick list. But yeah, if Sinclair want to drop in, I mean, call up anytime. It's still Friday. Nothing's changed. We're Saturday now. But I want to make a quick list of stocks, guys. Obviously, I was really impressed with what happened with the weed sector. I was really impressed with what happened with the weed sector. You know, some people want to rush and say it's back. I you know, it's just so hard to tell, man, because, you know, it's just tough. It's tough to tell.
Yo, what's happening, man?
Hey, Sinclair, what's good with you, man?
I want to just help old dude out a little bit, man, because there's areas I've been needing help in, and I think as black men, we really need to stick together. So that's what I tend to do. Yes. Man, look, next time, I wouldn't even involve, because where I come from, the women usually try to give us money. But you got different situations, but because you're now in the point that you're giving her money for gas or whatever, dog, next time she come up to your crib, man, make sure it's clean. She asks for some money, put that money up under your motherfucking balls and tell her, say, hey, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Okay. You know what I mean? That's what you gotta be at it, baby. I'm telling you now, man, like, the prettiest chicks be the worst because they be knowing they got their looks going for them.
Yeah.
So they gonna use that shit. I was just talking about that today with a woman with this girl that got a divorce at her job. I said she used that shit, and the first time I seen her, I told you the bitch was a hoe. And that's what I told her, because when she did, I was going to pick my girl up from work. And this girl is like, she mixed with Asian and her mom stay in Hawaii. So it's crazy how it's coming up. But her mother stay in Hawaii, and she was like, when her friend first met me, because the people at her job was like, oh, Melissa, you got a nice looking husband. So I knew that the word got around a little bit. So she wanted to kind of like meet me. So what she did, when my girl was at work and I was picking her up, she came out, she walked past the door, and she seen me outside. So what she did to try to cover her tracks, she brought me a bottle of water. You know what I'm saying? No, the bitch was out of bounds right then and there. I could see the shit in my way. So when she brought me the bottle of water, she went back and told my woman. She said, "Oh, I took him a bottle of water because I knew he was gonna be hot outside waiting on you." And I told my girl, I said, that bitch is a freak. And I'm telling you right now, if it was what it used to be, if I catch the bitch, if me and my niggas caught her out of bounds, we'd fuck the shit out of her. So now that the shit is kind of transparent, kind of like later on in the game, and she ain't with her dude no more, now it's coming out she really is a freak. And I said, I told you she was a freak. I always told you that. She said, yeah, you did tell me. Yeah. When you start the money game with these chicks at the beginning, usually you got to keep it up. But, dog, next time you see her, be playful. Girls like to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. You could be shy, but you got to get past your comfort zone like with these stops. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you got to say, hey, yo, come on over. I need to get, well, come on over, baby. I got you. Yeah. I got you.
Because it's so crazy because the girls that these men are so delicate with and so, like, you know, you choosing words and shit, there are men who are fucking these girls that you want, but they not delicate in the way they talk to these girls. You know what I'm saying? They talking them like, bitch, why ain't you sucking my dick? Like, girl, you know what I mean? They up front with what they want with these women, but here you are choosing your words and you know, shy to say certain things around her. You know, she's giving it up to the guy who don't give a fuck what she thinks.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you right now, dog. Use it line for line, man. Wrap a 20 around your dick. Put a rubber band on it. And ask her, say, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Make the bitch laugh, man. Like, just you know what I'm saying? You could be shy. Like, it's cool to be shy. It's cool to do that. But, you know, write some shit down, like, because when a dude got that pimpology, he's going to be fluent with it. And she going to be, damn, that nigga confident. Because these women, they love confidence. That's why you can see the brokest niggas with the baddest chicks.
Yeah.
Because they can sell motherfucking water to a whale. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's kind of like the side of the track that I'm from. Put a 20 around your balls and say, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Yeah. And she going to say, well, well, you don't want that bad, then I guess I don't want you that bad. And if she get an attitude and leave your crib, keep your motherfucking dignity. And she leave your crib, say, that's all right, I didn't think badder bitches out before. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be dogmatic. Because no woman want no chick that she think every woman can get. You know what I'm saying? Usually women want that dude that other girls want.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a competition with them. So you got it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you going to learn this shit as you going with it, dog. But don't be that nice guy because she be taking your money, spending on another nigga.
Yep. And sometimes she could be taking your money to bring it to another nigga, dude. That's how grimy some of these women could be.
Dude, when his birthday come up, she would take your money to cook him dinner for his birthday. And you'll be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's someone like that movie that Will Smith was in at the beginning. And he started, at first he started off being kind of like nice to him and this and that and the other. I forgot what it was called, but he said, what? He said, why don't you love me? I love you. And then dude said, you're doing it now, dog. When it comes to what, you ain't got to be no bad dude with him. But you just got to let them know that you got options. You can't be that soft type. Baby, I got you, you know. And then what she going to do, she going to be like, well, I always look at you like a friend. Like, yeah, that's cool. We'll be friends. Shit, I ain't want no commitment either. But right now, I'm worried.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she going to respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the dudes that's going to tell the truth, even if they're dog-ass niggas, they'll get more pussy than the nigga that's lying to them than just sitting up there trying to run game on them. A girl just tell you, I just want the truth. So you can walk up to the mail lady, she bad as fuck. Hey, what you doing after work? You already telling her what time it is right then and there. But don't be nice to these hoes, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, because she's taking your money, she was spending on another nigga, and you'll feel like a big-ass sucker.
Oh, yeah. That's why, I mean, we have dudes, especially in the black community, man, dudes out here with 12, 15, 20 kids. Those are the most, those guys, the word game is crisp. They can't offer these women nothing.
They can't offer nothing.
They can't offer these women nothing, but they stay getting these girls pregnant. They stay fucking mad bitches because they just out here talking reckless, and women love that shit. They love it.
You talking about my homies right now. I mean, for real. I got kids, but I got it by the same woman. We all know each other. They all know where each other, but we all cool. It's kind of like everybody holds their harmony note inside the group. We cool, but you talking about my boys. And one way that you get to learn a woman too is if you start working at a club. If you work at a club, you're gonna be able to see, because you work there. You're gonna be able to see what is it that he doing that he can't do. Like I call it thing. I could talk to one chick and another chick could walk past, and I had the other chick laughing. Because I'll bring her into the conversation. I'm like, how was your day? she don't agree with you. I can tell she don't agree with you really because she really ain't even looking your way. And she's like, no, I was. Nah, she want to get. I was listening. What you talking about? I was talking about you. What you talking about? Don't get tough with me. Then you threaten both girls in the same conversation. Look, you trying to get her back, ain't you? Y'all about to jump on the motherfucker, ain't y'all? Y'all get away with it because y'all white girls. And then they'll be laughing their asses off. So that's how you thread the conversation, bro. But just get used to that shit, man. Don't start to be confident. At first you're going to be nervous, but the shit will flow. Before you know it, man, you'll get more pussy than a motherfucking tampon. You know what I'm saying? For real.
There it is.
And no bullshit. Sal, thanks for my phone call, baby. Remember, wrap that money around your motherfucking dick, my nigga.
There it is. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
It's on.
That's Sinclair giving y'all the game, man. Giving y'all the game. You know, again, going back to just, you know, don't make it so serious. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it so serious. Don't make her feel like a prostitute. You know, and that's basically what a lot of Sinclair is saying too. You know, don't make her feel like a prostitute or whatnot like that, man. You know, because you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, and because that's gonna eventually she's gonna push back on something like that, or not even do it at all. But make it playful, make it fun for her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, these dudes in the hood that's smashing 20 chicks a month. You know what I'm saying? They playing with these women. These women know they playing. Hey, these women know that they playing. They seeing a bunch of different women all in their phone. You know, you got women on the internet out here sucking dick while this dude is on the phone with another woman. I'm sure you guys have seen those videos. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she's sucking another nigga dick while she's on the phone with her man. That's how trifling these women are, man. That's how trifling some of these women are. You know? So you got to think about, man, when I see those videos, I think, man, what state of mind did that dude put her in? That she will literally be sucking another guy's dick and calling her boyfriend and saying, oh, I love you, babe. How was your day? That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't be that sucker, man. Don't be that sucker. All right. So real quick, you know, look, a lot of the old stocks we were talking about that went red for 2-3 days there. Wednesday, Thursday, actually 2 days. Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday really was red. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. As you can see here, this is the AMMJ. So Wednesday was pretty much a sideways day in a lot of stocks. And then obviously the election. And then we had multiple days going lower. But they seem to have recovered today. AMMJ 28% today. I did see some people in the chat room say it's a situation where there's a turnaround that's possible. They got a lot of making up to go. All right, got a lot of making up to go. Obviously, you know, some stocks more than others. Some stocks more than others, but you know, for the most part, the list we've had put out are still relatively good. Relatively good. And I want to be back on Sunday. I want to do a show on Sunday. Sunday night where we really get into what's going to be out there this week. Just got the computer back. I literally just got the computer back like 2 hours before the show. So, I mean, I haven't done anything to the computer or anything like that. So, or some homework that I need to catch up on and really start seeing what's moving. MCOA, though, was definitely the most impressive stock on the OTC for that matter today. Again, you know, I can't say that enough. This is an absolutely beautiful chart. You know, you can't have a better chart than this for an intraday. And we see this now almost every other day since these weed stocks have been running. One of these stocks will put up a chart just like this. And these are not easy to find. But when they do happen, you know, of course, like I've said in the past, somebody said, well, how do you catch something like this? How do you play something like this? Okay, well, you know, obviously the first 30 minutes, you probably don't do anything, all right? Just watch the chart develop. Hour later, you know, you'll see this. Maybe, okay, so far I just want to track the high of the day. So you want to put, you know, a line make sure I get the light one. A horizontal line at the high of the day, right? And you might get a pullback after that. You get the high of the day after the pullback. So you set this up after the pullback. All right, so the pullback happens. All right, and now you got the line at the top of the day. As you work toward the line where it's going to break out the high of the day, that's going to be a high probability trade that it could go higher. Now, it could do two things. It could break down from that, and if it breaks down from that, you'll put where it found support after the breakdown. All right, so that's where it's probably going to touch if it breaks down. So if you're not willing to risk having the situation where it breaks down lower and then maybe bounces back to retest it, then you would sell in between there as a possible, loss if you'd like to. But it's a high probability that it could go higher. Now, if it goes higher, right, which is a high probability that it will go higher, right, then you just ride it all the way up. And, would have been a really, really great trade for somebody. If this was a stock that I was looking at, that's how I would have played it. Because you always want to play after a pullback, for the high of the day and then wait for the breakout. So nice play for somebody. Really looking forward to, the rest of these weed stocks running, because I know if somebody, you hadn't been part of the first rush, this might be an opportunity for you to jump in now. But my only thing is now we still got, where do these companies go from here? Now that these states, we know who's got marijuana, and now where do you go from here? When do we start seeing the monies hitting the bottom line? Because obviously it's going to take some time for these companies to get established, for these programs in these states to get established. So I'm hesitant, because now I'm thinking, why will they continue to run? What's the catalyst to keep it moving? All right. Besides the fact that many of them are still dirt cheap. You're absolutely right. Many of them are still dirt cheap. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a really, really great episode. I just wanted to come back with you guys. Let me get rid of these things. Get rid of these. Let me get rid of these pictures here real quick. But I wanted just to kind of get back on track with the show. And, I'm glad everything's running and everything's running smoothly. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all the new people, old people on the show. And great calls today, guys. All of you great calls. Let me drop one of Clues Bombs for y'all, man. Yes, indeed, man. Great calls. One of my funnest episodes. So we're going to do this again. I'm going to try and come back on Sunday, because we really got to create a list for the rest of the week and, see what's going on. If not Sunday, definitely, of course, Monday, but try to be back here on Sunday. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So let me see here. So I really, really appreciate that. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This was episode 77. And appreciate all the guys. All the weed stocks are running, we're still keeping up. But I want to create another list later in the day, later in the week, preferably Sunday. Again, I know I keep repeating myself, but I really want to try and make it out back here so we can get a good list. Great conversations all day today, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm going to get them hater emails. Oh, my God, another 4-hour show? Oh, my God. Your episodes are so long. But if you don't catch the show live, they don't get it, man. They just don't get it. We'll be having a good time in here. All right. Yes, indeed. 3 hooks. Thank you. Cape, Sinclair, Travi, Dre, Bat Scientist, Chris B, Cinco Hernandez, Juan Diaz, Money Stay Woke, LK Ra. All right, everybody and anybody who's still in the chat room, still watching. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to all the people who watch in the chat room, and some of the people who, don't chat at all, just watch the show. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Travi, I'm going to, hey, are you guys, like somebody sent me the link, but every time I try the link on the Discord, it says the link's expired. So Travi, send me an email, bro. Send me an email so I can contact you for the link, because every time I try to go into the Discord room, the link is expired. Yeah, the link is always like expired and shit. And I'm like, fuck, I can't even get into the Discord room. All right, and Travi, I don't think I got your email address, but I know you got mine. It's happypennystocks@gmail.com. And shout out Bill Betts, man. Bill Betts, I don't know if you're still watching. Shout out for that picture of that Asian girl. Let me shout out this Asian girl that Bill Betts just sent me. Hold on real quick. Damn, she's fine as hell. I'm not even into Asian girls like that. She got a nice little body on her. Let me see real quick. Can I get it? Let me see real quick. And I know Bill Betts. I think Bill Betts is the titty guy. Let me see here. She all right? Yeah, she's a cute little girl, man. Cute little Asian chick. If you like Asian girls, you know what I'm saying? Might be your thing. Yes, indeed. Appreciate that, Mr. Q Mason.
Fresh boys on the track.
Yes, indeed. I just know it's taking a minute to post up on there. I think you guys should be able to see that in just a second. There we go. All right, so I know there's a little delay, but I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Have a good night. Safe weekend. I'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully Sunday. But if not, definitely Monday night. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Fresh boys on the track.